All right. And here we go. Oh man, what's up with this? Somebody has a. Is that you, Messiah? Okay.
Yeah, I got on the 3D Pulse headset. I'm reading about some woman in Florida got arrested for throwing her Whopper at a Burger King employee.
Really?
Yeah, they booked her on battery too.
Jesus Christ! So I guess, man, she should have just shot her then. I would have got away with it. All you gotta say is I stood my ground. Yeah, and you would have been okay. But go ahead and throw a Whopper and see what happens.
Yeah. You said Florida woman?
Yeah. She's going to jail because she threw a Whopper.
Yo, she threw a Whopper crazy, bro.
Florida crazy.
He said it was a hate crime. Throwing a Whopper at her.
Like, what the hell?
What is going on?
But I bet you if it would have shot him and said, "Hey, I stood my ground." Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But he gonna throw a Whopper. But give me the Whopper. Send it to me on Amazon. I'll eat it.
But don't throw no Whopper. You're gonna go to jail.
It says she was angry over the thickness of the tomato slice.
Oh shit! Was what? Too thick?
I guess so. Oh my gosh!
I'd be like, lady, this shit. I'd be like, lady, all this shit comes pre-packed. You think we actually cut the shit in the back?
I thought it was fresh made.
It's freshly made at the factory. That shit gets shipped.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, so what's up, man? How y'all guys doing?
I'm doing good. I'm finally gotten to walk around in that Resident Evil game, so it's all right.
You're playing Resident Evil Village?
Well, that demo, that Village and the castle they're both unlocked now. So okay. I'm just walking through there trying to get used to the controls.
So the game's not out yet, right?
No, it's not out. Now, just the demo.
Is it the same demo we had before, or is it like a new area?
One is just called the Village, and the other one's called the Castle.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just walking through the Village and trying to figure out the controls. So.
You're just catching up.
Yeah, just kind of playing on it. Yeah, I was at work last week when every time the demo was available, last week was available. I was watching a draft, so I didn't look at it last week. So it's here now. So
yeah, I stay away from demos because I don't know. It just feels like spoilers now. And usually. Maybe because they're early builds, they usually don't represent the game well anymore.
Yeah, it says that. It literally says that in a disclosure thing that it may change at a later date or something like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, so that's why I really don't care about demos anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if I'm gonna buy a game day one. If I'm not gonna buy it day one, a demo or a preview is not really gonna change my mind. I pretty much know what I'm gonna buy day one based on what I see. And then
the demos I like is the one that progress, like the saves will progress with you.
Oh, that I don't know. Yeah, like I said,
with this one, you're gonna start all over.
You mean you could carry it over when you buy the game?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Outriders, didn't Outriders do that?
Yeah, to me, I like those demos a lot, and Dragon Quest did that as well.
Now, Detroit, as far as continuing, Detroit lets you keep some stuff, didn't it? Detroit Become Human a few years back.
Detroit?
If you did the demo.
I didn't play the demo either.
Oh, okay, yeah. If you did the demo, it lets you keep some stuff. So
I think I played the first one. I think they had like 2 demos or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, I kind of stopped playing demos. I just don't really care for them no more. Especially like some demos now. I mean, maybe not now because we're in a new gen. But like on PS4, there were like demos that crashed my shit. I was like, oh hell no! That shit would like do a hard start reboot, and then I had to rebuild the database. I'm like, yo, I ain't losing my shit over no damn demo. Like nah, like goddamn, they can't even get a demo right without messing shit up. I'm like, hell no.
Yeah, cause like Outriders, the demo to the retail game is like 2 different games, yo. The demo did not sell you the game. If you if I should buy this game off the demo, you wasn't gonna buy the game. But the The retail version is much more clean up. Outside of them whack ass Azure servers, the game is running.
Let me ask you this, because I think you're legit, because I know you played the shit out of it. So tell me how different was the demo from actually the game you ended up getting?
Yo, so the voice animation, not the voice animation, but the animation itself was better in a retail game.
Really?
The voiceovers were better in a retail game. They were like these stupid, like little clipping and all that stuff that would be happening in the game. The retail version, that was better. The game just felt more fluid in the retail version of the game. Like the demo wasn't really good to sell the game. To be honest with you, it was a bad demo.
So do you?
I heard that they patched the demo though, but I stopped playing the demo because I didn't get the game day one because I was like, yo, this game is garbage. This demo is trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I heard they patched the demo and all that stuff, but when I finally got the game because what's the name got delayed, Deathloop.
Yeah.
I was like, let me get Outriders and just give it a go because I was interested in it. And yeah, it was two different games.
So do you feel the demo was an early build?
It probably was, and then they patched it to like, okay, here's the latest build. But that demo, the first time it was bad, man. It was bad.
I don't get that because if I'm a developer, and let's say because the demo was like what 3 weeks before the game released, like how big was the gap from demo to release?
A month.
Yeah, so it wasn't that long, right? It's not like it's 6 months apart, right? I could maybe understand if you release a demo 6 months ago, to get some hype, and this you say is alpha, maybe an online, tech test, something like that. I get that. But you release a demo, and then a month later you release the game. How big of a gap is the demo from the game? Like, maybe the developers don't understand. Like, let me put it to you this way. Do you think when the demo came out, that's how the game was, and then over the course of a month they made that much improvement? Or do you think they just They gave you a totally different build. That's nowhere near.
I think it was a different build because real talk, P-Rock is night and day. It was night and day. I'm telling Persona the whole time. I stopped playing the demo. I was like, this is a bad impression. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when I played that retail game, it was night and day, like legit night and day. I was like, wow, this is completely different. Now that facial animations look properly, it doesn't look muddy. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy.
Why would developers do that to themselves, though?
I don't know, but it wasn't a good look. I know it wasn't a good look for me, and I know a lot of people probably didn't buy that game because of that. But then when the game came out, server issues. So it is what it is.
I would imagine like server issues usually because they didn't expect the amount of people. Like, let's be honest, I don't think anyone really expected to the servers be overloaded because one is like Outriders. Who developed the game? I don't even know.
People Can Fly.
People Can Fly and published by Square Enix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you think of Square Enix, you don't think of multiplayer, other than maybe the Final Fantasy, MMO. That's about it.
Square. You know what it is, and it's gonna come on fanboyish. And this is a lot of people bypassing this reason of why them servers is fucked up. When you boot up the game, P-Rock,
yeah.
It prompts you and lets you know what's powering the servers for this game.
Who's powering the servers?
And that is Microsoft Azure. Most games that use that shit, just look at the games. It always some issues, bro. It's always issues. Really? Most games using that Azure server shit be messed up. Let me see. Because I know I pulled it up one of these days.
Oh, shit, man. That might be a hot take. Give me that, dog. Give me that data. Because I need something for this week. I know what I'm talking about. But next week, whoo, don't make me talk that shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I brought it up. I brought it up on Twitter. People was ignoring it because they're like, nah. I showed the screenshot.
Don't worry. Like, no, I'll give you credit. I'll even put your face on the hot take.
Bro, because I asked, I was like, why is nobody bringing this up about the servers? Everybody blaming Square Enix and all that stuff. I'm like, it says it clear right there when you prompt the game, when you begin the game. This is powered by Microsoft Azure servers. I'm like,
you know, I mean,
nobody.
I mean, that's pretty funny. But I know, ever since that deal between PlayStation and or really Sony, between Sony and Microsoft, a lot of people kept saying that PSN is now on that. I'm like, no. It's their PS Now.
Yeah.
That's Sony uses Amazon Web, AWS for their PSN, and it kind of makes sense. I don't think Sony will ever just put all their eggs in one basket, because you never know how relationships are with different companies and stuff like that, right? And if anybody, and it's more like a security thing too, because what if something goes to shit with Azure or whatever? Then Sony's completely assed out, whatever. So and I think Sony has a good relationship with Amazon, because they're making their PSN, they're investing in PSN even more and stuff like that. We'll talk more about the Discord, so that's gonna be a topic and stuff. But that's an interesting point by that, right? That's pretty interesting. Let me do some lighthearted humor while the room fills up, because I thought this was pretty funny. Right here. There we go. So, before we go on, I want to say welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. It's your only friend in these YouTube streets, PorterRock77, and we are back. We're going to have a killer podcast. I think Optimus Code, everybody should be joining. Everybody's doing their thing. Real life gets in the way, but I hope they'll be joining us soon. Let me check my phone.
I got a wife and kids and
everybody got little things to do, but we got some great topics. I know you guys are waiting for it, right? But in the meantime, if you could do me a solid, hit the like button, retweet it out, let everybody know it's about to go down. Post all this on your favorite social media platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. Wherever you hang out, you know what I'm saying? Do a TikTok for me and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Let them know, because it's about to go down. Yo, this week's been crazy. Like, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's a hot take. Oh, wait a minute. That's a hot take. Like, goddamn, that's like, the news just kept piling and piling. I'm like, I don't think I seen a week where just so much to talk about on a podcast. And I'm like, that's why in our little DM group, I was like, you dudes got to be on the podcast this week. I need you dudes here. Because, it would seem like every day something was coming up. Like, every day. I'm like, this is incredible, man. But I'm glad you're here. But let's start out with something
the last 2 weeks was kind of crazy.
It's been bananas. So let's start out with this one. So leaked documents show that Microsoft having discussions, with the internal teams. And they rate Naughty Dog as significantly ahead of anything, of any other team that's been producing games on console and PC. Right? And this is from Microsoft themselves. This is from the developer team themselves. Now, it kind of makes sense, because, all right, if you're a competitive business, right, you always want to look at other developers, what they're doing, and see what you can learn, what you can do better. But right now, they look at Naughty Dog, and they themselves are saying, this is it. These are the dudes. They're doing things nobody else is doing out there, right? So I'm gonna start off with the best list on YouTube. What do you think about that?
Sir.
Because they call us fanboys for saying that. So are they gonna call Microsoft fanboys? Because they're saying it.
Microsoft is now saying the same thing the PlayStation fans are saying. And now you got to hold that. You know what I mean? It's like, hold this right here. And we've been telling y'all for years. But yeah, I mean, Naughty Dog, when it comes to like mechanics and the tech in their games, animation and all that stuff, there's nobody touching them. You know what I mean? Microsoft is treating, the competitor like this is a basketball game out here. You know what I mean? How you scout the team, like, he's always going to go to the left. They out here scouting. You know what I mean?
They're looking like the Houston Astros, ready to cheat and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you scout, you try to improve your team from it. it looked like they scouting, but nothing is being improved over there. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they doing all this extra work for, but we're not seeing it. We're not seeing let's push the team. Let's drive the team to make better and strive to be like Naughty Dog. We ain't seen none of that shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But kudos to Naughty Dog. They holding it down. They recognize Xbox fans. You gotta hold that. That's it.
All right. So Craig, what do you think about that? Like Microsoft admitting Naughty Dog is head and shoulders above anything they see, and they said, compared to anyone that makes a game for console or PC. So they just straight out saying ain't nobody doing it like that.
Yeah, they. Well, I agree with what Jay already said. It's let me start with the leak is true. Then let's just say it is. As of right now, nobody, as far as the gun mechanics and stuff like that. Again, there's plenty of games with people putting guns together and stuff like that. Nobody has that down so far as good as Naughty Dog. So it does make sense for you to get a team together and say, hey, tell me everything you like about this game. Then you put another team together and say, tell me everything you don't like. So I'd say so. The physics and all that kind of stuff, they really, at least with The Last of Us Part 2, it felt different when you were shooting different weapons and stuff like that. So definitely. It's not even Square Enix with Tomb Raider. They tried it with Tomb Raider, and some weapons do feel different. But Naughty Dog. That's why they call them the Naughty Gods. Nobody's touching them.
It's about time people put respect. And like I said, like we just said with Jay Barry, people have been telling us that we're being fanboys or whatever. I'm like, no, man, these dudes, and they do it with less hardware than other people. Like, you give them anything and they're gonna make it work. Like, it's just crazy the amount of time. They deserve it, man. They deserve that. The most high, I think that they're probably like the most awarded studio period in gaming. You think?
Yeah, and they should be. Yeah, well, I know that Last of Us Part 2 it outperformed The Witcher. Was The Witcher 3 with awards. So, but yeah, there's a reason why. It's a better game. It's a better game. But,
the thing is too, Naughty Dog, we ain't see what they done with the PS5 yet.
Oh,
it's scary already what they did with the PS4 late in the generation. So imagine the 5, what they gonna do. So,
bruh.
I mean, at the end of the day, like even Microsoft got to put respect on that name right there. You know what I mean?
Like, people thought The Last of Us 2 was on a PS5 dev kit.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? You remember that?
I remember that.
You remember that PS? Yo, when I saw them, when that trailer came out, and see Ellie fighting, they're like, "Oh, Sony's putting a fast one on us." That's on the PS5 dev kit. I was like,
forget about fighting. What about that kiss? But overall, you got to look at who was saying that too.
It's funny.
All right, let's start there. But I do remember saying that. That's on a PS5 kit or something like that. I'm like, why? It says clearly they're captured on PS4. But all right,
that was funny, man. That was a funny. The good times. It was good times.
It was. All
right, so let's see what's next on the agenda. All right, everybody, hit the like button because we're warming up here. All right. Oh, boom! Here we go. Next topic: PlayStation and Discord announce a partnership for communication services to integrate with social experience on the PlayStation, beginning early next year. Now, here's what's funny. I remember when the rumors was about Microsoft potentially buying Discord, because there was articles saying Discord is interested. Something to paraphrase, right? The Hatsuma. Thank you for the super. He says it was SE devs, I believe. SE devs. What was SE devs? Believe in
Square
what?
Enix.
Square Enix? Believe in what? Hatsuma, if you could just send me a quick note on what you think they believe in. What said that PS5? I mean, The Last of Us was on a PS5 dev kit. No, that wasn't Square Enix. If it's that, I just want to make sure I get the context of your message right.
No, that was
That was D-Batch. He said that shit.
You remember with Uncharted 4 when not Square, Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, Crystal Dynamics?
Like, yo, that's not real.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay. Okay.
I thought that was The Last of Us 2 they were talking about, because that jungle scene when Ellie was in the jungle, they were like, "No, that's fake." And then he didn't do.
I got it. I remember. Yeah, I think that was
developer.
I got it. Yeah, no, yeah, you're good call, Hatsuma. I do remember. They were questioning. I remember now. It was Chris that they were questioning. Then they ended up wrong as hell. All right. Yeah. So I guess they learned the lesson. They're like, yo, my bad. Yo, they were like, my bad. CB3, he says, I like Naughty Dog, but do you think they can make an open world with a lot of detail like Rockstar can do? I think so.
That's a good question.
I think so. Easily. I think so.
Yeah, I think so. You're just not going to see that game for 8 years.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Those games takes a long time to do. But I think so. I think so.
That Ghost of Tsushima, that open world, and that was extremely detailed.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Ghost of Tsushima was gorgeous. And you know what's crazy? It load fast.
Yeah,
you notice that?
Even without the PS5,
without the SSD.
Yeah,
man, I do remember that. Yeah, there's a lot of you're right. But yeah, that Square Enix dev, I think, or Crystal Dynamics dev, like Jabbar was saying, he had to come out and backtrack and say, well, his quotes he was misquoted or something like that. I didn't need that.
Okay, all right, okay. So So back to the Discord integration, right? So rumors of Microsoft buying Discord, then everybody, well, really Xbox community, and but I would say in general, a lot of gamers were interested at the idea of Discord being the method for communication instead of privatized private or game-centric communication. I think everybody's on Discord now, and that's how everybody wants to talk. So the thought of Microsoft implementing that first, everybody was interested in that. But unbeknownst to any of us, who knew that while we were talking, or while the community was talking about Microsoft and Discord implementation, it was actually Sony actively working with Discord. And now they officially announced it. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday or whatever? They officially announced that they have been working with Discord, and as early as next year, we're going to see some level of integration into the network, right? So a couple of things I want to make points, and I'm gonna pass it over to Jay Bari. But one, I think this kind of explains why communities got shut down, right?
Yeah.
I think, and then also if you notice on the network, I think both noticed. I haven't seen a lot of parties on the console for a while now. I would say like over the last year or so, I don't see as much people creating parties. Not like the beginning. I remember like the first two, when I bought my PS4, like within the first 2-3 years, man, there was parties all over, but they started slowly going away, and I think people are just going to Discord. So, J-Bar, what do you think of this? And this decision, what do you see of this?
You remember that the latest update for the PS5, 4? That's how the PS5 runs. It pretty much runs like Discord. How they treat parties is like how you would treat like a server now in like Discord. Yeah. Like when you message somebody in Discord, it's a separate own thing. But if you add somebody to that message, it creates another separate little message.
Yeah.
That's how the PlayStation social features work now with the parties and messages and all that.
Okay.
But I think this is great news, though, man, because, a lot of people are migrating to Discord, but I don't think PlayStation is going to abandon what they have there. It's just going to integrate it much better. Okay. And this is kind of cool. I see a lot of people say, oh, why PlayStation guys is hyping this? What are you going to get out of this? At the end of the day, like for me personally, like I also have a Discord server, the online arcade, and running tournaments could be, I'm running a tournament here on the PlayStation 4, but then you got to go over to the PC to let people know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. It depends on how they integrate it. We don't know. This is a speculation, but however they implement it will be cool because now I don't have to go to a separate device to communicate with people about the tournament, or if there's a tournament going on, everybody probably get the notification on the PlayStation 4 or 5 or whatever, or 4, just seamlessly through the app instead of something separate where they're not even looking at, or, things like that. So we'll definitely see how they're implementing this. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be just tacked on or slapped on. I think they're going to really integrate it with PSN if they're announcing it like this. And we'll see, man. I'm excited for it.
Okay. Hey, Craig, what are your thoughts?
Oh, well, I'm not a huge Discord guy.
You're still trying to find. You're still looking for the 52 CUs.
I'm still looking for the 52 CUs, yeah. So but yeah, I mean, it's I thought it was interesting that, like you said, Porter Rock, that Sony was already working with them, and Microsoft tried to come in and get the ghost, but they told them to go kick rock. So I mean, my question would be, what do you all want to see? I mean, do you want it so you can just? I mean, can you direct stream stuff to them now? Or if you had a movie you were watching, could you stream it through PlayStation into Discord or something like that? I mean, just what would you guys like to see? Because to me, it's not a huge deal. It's interesting. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, for me, it does not affect me because they use StreamYards because I prefer use StreamYards. But that would have been more to me to stream their games and stuff like that. But yeah, so what would you guys like to see come out of it down the road?
I think J Bar, you already answered what you would like to see, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right,
integrate the both.
What I would like to see, pretty much, with Discord, is pretty much opening the voice channels beyond PlayStation. And what I mean by that is, let's say, like, for example, I could hop on, J Barry's, Discord server when I'm playing Returnal, and he could hear me curse the fuck out or whatever. Or I could hop on Next Gen's, Broadband Bully server. You understand what I'm saying? Because right now it's kind of like an expansion of the party chat. Because what the party chat did was you didn't have to just focus on talking to the people who's playing that specific game. It opened up the door to now the entire PlayStation community. So now I think with this Discord, now it's just talking to whoever you want to without needing another device to do it, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, I could talk to, Zaire or anybody else if I have my phone next to me, and then I just, plug my phone. But if I could get that integrated with my console, I think that's a more, unique experience, I think that also helps out going from game to game, especially the games that have crossplay or whatever. Since you're all together, everything's just all fleshed out, uniform, and it's just one place, one location. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it from a very simplistic way. Just, going beyond the PlayStation Network to talk to more people. And I think that's what more people want. I think more people just definitely wants to communicate outside of their ecosystem.
Yeah, but you gotta hit the like button. Yeah. Hit the like button, people. Come on, man.
But what's interesting is this is another thing that Sony's been working on, and we had no idea. Now, granted, I think PlayStation community is terrible when it comes to having insiders. I don't think we have a good core of insiders, and I think it's mostly because Sony. I don't think Sony. How I put this? I don't think Sony is apt to feed information to build traction through insiders, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's just the Japanese way of doing business or whatever, but they're not keen on, really being close to the social media community, if you know what I mean, right? Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to have the hardware design of the PlayStation 5 go on a PlayStation podcast, like the way you see Xbox does it and stuff like that, right? And I think because of that, a lot of people don't know what Sony's doing, what they're cooking up, and what they have in the future. And people assume Sony's doing nothing because of it. So apparently, so it's like, if you don't hear it, then they're not doing anything. When in reality, they probably have a lot of stuff cooking in the kitchen. They're just not willing to give anybody a taste test until they're ready to announce it. So they're not going to have like a social media leak it to build a hype and then they confirm it. No, like, you ain't gonna know nothing until they come out of the kitchen and give you a sample. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm sure they'll beta some stuff, I assume, to people. Okay. Who knows? Maybe they'll have a select group of people that they beta it to test it out. Maybe, something like that. But we'll have to, it's exciting, but just like for me, I'm just kind of like, well, whatever. I don't, I'm glad that they were able to do it because it sounds like what Jim Ryan wants to do. it does sound interesting. He didn't disclose a whole lot, so that's why I like asking people. I was asking during my podcast this morning, what would you all like to see Sony do with this? You know,
I saw a little bit of podcast. Yo, bro, I ain't scared. It's that I can't do a podcast at 10 in the morning. I'm at work.
That's what I was saying.
This guy has a podcast. This guy has a podcast at 8 in the morning on a Wednesday. Like, I'm at work. You gotta do like a. I'll let you know if I'm off or something. Like, damn, hey, Optimus, all day. I see y'all joined. Welcome, gentlemen.
What up? What up?
Okay, so let me get your thought. Optimus, we'll go with you. What do you think about this integration with Discord, PlayStation? You know,
I'm really neutral on it right now. I'm curious what they're going to do and what the big payoff is going to be. I personally, I don't know. Like, I just feel normal. I have seen people complain about the way the messaging and the stuff is set up on PS5 and they don't like it.
Okay.
But for me, I'm fine. So I just have to wait and see. Right now, Rock, I'm just neutral. I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other.
Do you have anything like? Do you use Discord a lot?
Only for like podcasts and stuff. That's it.
Okay. So you don't really have like when Sony made this announcement, you didn't think of, you know what? If they can do this, you know, something that Discord already does, it could make the whole communication experience better. Like, you haven't thought about that. You just on a wait and see approach.
Right, because I don't know what way it could be better. Like, how? What are they going to offer that's not there already? Okay. Party chat works.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like, if I'm playing... So one thing that's not going to happen, I'm not going to have my laptop open while I'm on my PS5. So that's number one.
Yeah.
So if I'm playing the game, I'm definitely not going to have no Discord window taking up part of the screen for the game. So it's really unclear to me what will change.
Yeah, because you don't want the Discord overlay interfering.
Right, none of that.
You know, you got that nice 95-inch TV. You want all 95-inch. We seen it.
It ain't that
you
big.
you want the whole 95-inch. You're like, I don't want 75. I want the whole 95. Every inch is gonna be a PlayStation greatness.
Right. Basically, it ain't that big. But yeah, absolutely.
So that's a good question because it's true. I wouldn't want that either. I wouldn't want my screen cut and then have like the server. You know how Discord is. You see the side stuff. I don't want that. You know, so maybe, that's interesting. All right. David Gaines.
I don't even know what they're going to do.
It's going to be interesting. Well, it should be early next year, so there's some time. It still has a little bit of time in the kitchen.
Yeah.
David Gaines, thank you for the super chat. He says, what up, fellas? Hope you all solid. It's a great time in the gaming community. Returnal exposing frauds and Sony making some good moves after doom and gloom. That's why we were told. No shit, right? Like, Sony's not doing nothing. And here they are. You know, I can't even imagine. And I'm all day. You going to go next? I would like to, because I know I know you use Discord a hell of a lot. Right?
Oh yeah.
I think you're gonna agree with you. But I could just imagine Sony out there be like, "God damn, can we at least say something?" And Jim Ryan's like, "If you say one goddamn word, you're fired. You ain't saying shit, right?" And all these devils like, but damn, on Twitter they act like what I told you. He's like, I built this shit. Me. I ain't gonna have you fuck this up because you want to leak something. Snowfall, check that shit out. That dude's the man, bro. I built this shit. Me. Alright. So all day, I know you use Discord a hell of a lot. You used Discord before people knew about Discord. So
I was using it back in like 2017 when it was a beta.
So what do you think about this? And what do you think Sony could do with this?
I think it's a perfect integration, bro. Like, cause I'm on it all day, every day on my phone, my PC, tablet. So just to have it integrated with a place where I mainly play my games at, it's perfect. I don't never have to like switch up where I'm at. I can just do it all one stop, one shop. All my friends on there, you know. So it's a good place to network and just having that integration. I don't know about the integration if it's gonna be like fully into the PlayStation where like that's their party chat, or you can have an option choose between native or Discord. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to work. But yeah, I think it's gonna be dope for sure. I can't wait, bro.
But how would that work all day? Like,
what's up?
I mean, like, so you playing all your contacts? They're like, what does that do if you in the middle of Returnal? How would you access your?
Because I can talk. I mean, I would see. That's what I'm saying. They talking about a full integration, so it's like they're gonna have to add. I don't know if it's gonna be like an overlay, its own separate app that you might have to access through like the card system or the mini UI, or I don't know how you're gonna navigate it, but they're gonna make it do what it do. But like I said, it's easy for me because I got a lot of friends that don't play on PlayStation. They only have PC.
I know how it's gonna work all day. See, Optimus, the way it's gonna work, all day is gonna be playing Returnal, right? And now because he's on Discord, he's gonna make fun of the Xbox guys. He's be like, "Hey, I'm playing Returnal, and you're playing Assassin's Creed Unity just because it's 60 frames." Right now, he can't do that. He can't do that right now because PSN is not connected, so he's only talking to another PlayStation dude. But right now, he could jump in Zair's server. He's like, "Hey, how y'all liking Watch Dogs at 60 frames? Because I'm out here playing the new. You guys are still wearing FUBU." We knew. You guys wearing FUBU. He can't. He can't do that now. He need the Discord so he can be like that. That's how it works.
It's gonna be.
But
we counsel warring.
But honestly, bro, like
you just whoever on Discord, that's who you talking to.
Yeah,
right. And like nowadays, if you look at like a lot of content creators that's not even in the gaming space, just people that need a social hub for their fans and their place to network, it's easy to just open up Discord, start a server, and everybody can do what it do, and that's what a lot of people are doing. So it's a multi-purpose platform. So I think it's fine.
That's what's up. Shout out to Blandrew. He says, shout out to my favorite pro Xbox podcast. Obviously, hashtag Switch. Shout out to Blandrew. Thank you. Ramon Terrell. He says, take a quick little break from this neatly packaged ass whipping Returnal handed me to say what's up. Bro, I feel your pain. I just beat the first boss yesterday, bro. Like, God damn, we're going to talk about it. And Henry Lau. He says, paying some respect to your military service. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Game wherever you game, as long as you game. Definitely. It's all about
very nice. Very nice.
It's all about
shout out to Henry. Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
All right. So pretty much court's still in session.
Don't game on Xbox.
Yeah, shit. You know what? Oh shit. Y'all niggas don't even know the struggle, bro. I'll have my AirPods in my ear with the posters over them, like some straight hood shit, just to talk to just to hear the game and talk to people when I'm doing crossplay. So I've been here looking like Inspector Gadget with no hat.
Oh, snap. All right. Okay. So court's still in session to see how Sony and Discord work together. I think if a couple of good things though is Sony also has sound as their DNA, microphones, stereo, music. So you know what I'm saying? I say that's one of the advantages Sony has, especially with gaming, because there's things in gaming that applies, like music, audio, even like marketing and cinematics and movies. Sony has a lot of DNA in those areas. So I would imagine if maybe they get some expertise, to integrate, and and as long as Discord has a big say in what to, and how this plays out, it might end up great. So we'll see. So next topic. All right. So let me. I need if everybody could just look at the screen on the stream. All right. I wanna frame the conversation based on this picture. So what you see right here is Fortnite revenue from March 2018 to July 2020. Where this came from is from Epic. I think Epic is doing a Senate hearing or some shit right now of Epic versus iOS. Yeah. So they have a court case with Apple right now. So that's what it is, a court case with Apple, and Epic has to reveal all their financials publicly, right? Mm-hmm. So this graph right here represents the money Epic is making, the percentage of their revenue coming from Fortnite based on platforms, as you can see here. All right. So as you can see here, PlayStation makes up at the time, as of July 2020, 46%. Let me paraphrase. Let me back up one thing. This is before Apple shut down Fortnite for whatever. In fact, that's what led to the case, right? I think Epic is taking Apple to court, actually, right? That's what it is? Because Apple
is taking them to court. Yeah, because Epic wanted to put the game on their storefront, but not pay them to put their game on their storefront.
Yeah, they want to use that. You only can use their one marketplace, right? You can't use Sony.
Yeah, so but underneath them.
Oh, okay. So it's Apple taking them to court.
But Apple's. Yeah.
So Apple's taking them to court, or I've taken Epic to court. Okay. Yeah. So this breakdowns the percentages, right? So this is before that whole mess started, right? Because I think it was September where Apple shut off Fortnite. Okay, so this is so pretty much the data March 2018 to July 2020 is when all platforms had access to Fortnite, no issues. As you can see from the graph, 46.8% of the revenue comes from PlayStation. So that's the majority right there. Second comes Xbox at 27.5, which is really impressive, actually, given the fact that there's two obstacles. Because at the time, not only do you have to buy an Xbox, but the free-to-play was locked behind a paywall. Right? So I'm really impressed with that. That's very impressive. PC is at 9.6. That's actually surprising, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Switch is 8.4. Then mobile platforms, you got 7% for iOS and 0.5% for Android.
That's, is that what that thing is?
Yeah, that's that little. You see it, guys? That little peach living like. Look at that little cute little thing. That's 0.5. 0.5. That's Android.
Well, I thought that was a glitch. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I thought that was a typo.
People thought that was a Big Mac stain from the secret sauce. No, 0.5 is Android. All right. Now, the conversation that I'm about to present has nothing to do with money or whatever. Okay, at least not in that sense, right? Well, I want to present this, and let me frame it. For a while now, and all day can attest to this, right? On the multiplayer podcast. I mean, going back to 2017. Sure. We're talking 4 years ago. Dudes have been beating on my head talking about that the future of gaming is to get games to mobile, to get games onto phones and tablets and PC, because there's a billion devices out there. And that's where the money's at.
But that's only because Xbox has to go there.
Wait. We're going to get there, right? And that Microsoft sees the future, xCloud, Stadia, because they're reaching out to billions of gamers. And that's where the money is. Consoles is limited. You need to make the games more accessible. It has to be more accessible. That's all I heard. That's like the buzzword. I call that a hero term. Right? And the reason why I call that a hero term, because every social media influencer, they use, man, we got to make it accessible so they could look like the good guy. As if they actually care about the people. Right? While they have a goddamn Patreon and lock their own content out. That makes no sense. They're all about accessibility except when it comes to their own shit. But anyway, that's a different conversation. Right? So, I'm just saying. Accessibility. Hey, sign up to my Patreon. Whatever. Anyway, so iOS, Android, those two guys, billions of devices between Android and Apple. Why the fuck are they only 7.5% of the revenue on what's arguably the most popular game in gaming? Where are the billion guys at? That's what I want to know. Where are they? Because they're not here. In fact, Xbox. Who the fuck owns an Xbox? They're bringing in more money than the billions of devices. So my question is this. Are people looking at the accessibility of phones the wrong way? Because my argument is mobile gamers, the guys who actually put, the gamers who actually put all this, and I'm not saying mobile gaming industry is not big industry. It's big industry. They make a lot of money. I'm not going to argue that. But what I do argue is they like their games. Right? The reason why all those gamers are not playing Halo or not playing God of War isn't because they don't want to buy the console. It's because they don't want to play Halo. That's been my argument. It isn't the console. Like, you got these dudes, they buy a new phone every year at $1,000. Buying a console for $300 once every 7 years is nothing to them. The reason why they ain't doing it because they don't like the games. So I'm gonna let y'all digest what I just said. Who wants to go first? Because I don't want to put nobody on the spot right now. Who wants to go first? Nobody want to go first?
I'll go go first.
Go ahead,
The reason
what do you
why
think
people
about
were
that?
saying that, well, I'm just saying the reason why they were talking about this is the future is because that's where Microsoft was putting their stuff. So it's like, well, so of course they're going to say this is the future. The numbers don't lie. And this is accurate. And I assume if this is what they're using, because I'm sure they have a more up-to-date list, but if this is what they're using, then that's obviously that's the PC number does surprise me. I assume that includes laptops and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the reason why they were saying it. Of course, I mean, Microsoft's going into phones. So of course, they're going to say phones is where things are going to be. People can play the games on the bus or, wherever they're at, between classes, walk into a class. Oh, I got 30 minutes. I can play Fortnite or whatever game. But that's pretty much it. So they were beating you up over the head because it's all they've got to talk about. So that's my opinion. That's my take.
Okay. Optimus.
Yeah, just to echo off what he said.
Okay, go ahead, All Day.
I think. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead, All Day. Am I crazy? Am I looking at this wrong?
No, you're right. But the thing that's kind of weird to me is like, if mobile was the future, right? Like, this would be the game to do it. If anything, this would be the game that everybody's on.
Because number one, it's a kid-friendly game.
Right.
And I was told, all kids play on tablet, and they don't give a damn where they play. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I guess, my daughter's 26, so when she was a kid, I didn't have tablet gaming. She's not that young.
Right.
And everybody was telling me, it's kids. Kids don't care. You give them a thing, they'll play. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, this is spooky. Real spooky. I mean, even with Roblox and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So,
I don't know, man. And it's not even close. Like, it's not even a fight. Like, why does Epic even bother putting their games on Android? Like, they're probably paying more in taxes having that game on Android. Like, why even bother?
Maybe to be on Mint Mobile.
Yeah, it's Minecraft, Roblox, and Fortnite, bro. That is it. And maybe Among Us now.
Optimus, you're the voice of reason, right? I like having you on this podcast because you will put of course, you will put anybody in check. Am I looking at this the wrong way? Am I taking information that don't necessarily correspond to the argument? Am I crazy?
I think you are. I don't think you are making the correct correlation.
Okay, please. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, enlighten us a little
because
bit.
let me make sure I'm clear, right? The argument that people have been telling me is because of the billions of gamers that are available on phones and tablets, right?
The devices,
Yeah, the devices, the accessory devices, that's where the money will make. And these console manufacturers need to go in that direction because that's where the money's at. Because it's more accessible, you get access to more users than you can on consoles. And that's what I've been told for years. Now, Fortnite is one of the biggest games. It's accessible on every device. So this is, I'm granted, there's only one example, but it's one huge example. So now you got PlayStation, just on its own, outmaneuvering Apple and Android, which has a lot more devices out there. You see what I'm saying? So how can this gap be that big when iOS and Android have these billion devices between tablets and phones, and PlayStation's limited because it's simply their console? And that's how I'm looking at it. Like something doesn't add up when it comes to this math of billions of devices. And this is the way
I just
you
say something? I just think that people don't want to play those type games on no phone, bro. That's what it seems like to me.
That's what I'm saying.
I think people don't want to play Halo 6 or Halo Infinite on the phone. No Gears, no nothing.
That's my argument.
The Candy Crush.
My wife is a phone gamer. Yeah, my wife's a phone gamer through and through. Yo, and you don't believe me? I could show you bank statements. She spends more money in games than I do. Like, I look at her like, holy shit. Like, I could buy a PlayStation 5 every month with the money you spend. Like, fuck. People be like, oh man, PC's expensive. I'm like, you want to see how much money my wife spends on Apple? I could buy a 3090 every goddamn week.
You think this is
like what? Are you kidding me?
Sugar blocks?
Like, are you kidding me?
What's that? That's
like,
what
I'm looking like, holy shit! I could buy a goddamn 3090 every goddamn month with this shit, right? But when I look at the game she plays, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, bro! Like, yo, you getting money transaction to death, right? And then I ask her, yo, would you play God of War? She's like, hell no, I ain't playing that shit. She doesn't like, and the only game she kind of likes is like the Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain. You know, that's it. Those are the only games she ever was interested in.
You said
right?
God of War, and I want God of Blocks.
You know, God of Blocks. She's not trying to. She's not trying to hear.
God of the Garden.
I'm like, and I even asked her, and I even asked my daughter because she's another one that spends crazy money on that. I'm like, but what if you just put it on your phone? Like, you don't have to buy. And you know what? You know what my daughter's answer, right? And it made me proud. You know what I'm saying? She's like, Dad, if I really want to play the game, I'll just get the console to play it. And I'm like, oh man, I love you. I'm like, oh, you are my daughter. I'm like, oh my god.
Hey, P-Rock, no, real
what?
talk though.
You know what? That $500 you want to borrow? Here, I'm gonna just give it to you. Here you go, girl. You made me happy.
Hey, real talk.
She said it simply. If she wants to play the damn game, she'll just get the console, and that's it. Go ahead. What's up?
As she should.
Nah, I was saying, hey, y'all seen Apple Arcade, right?
Yeah. It's like $4.99 a month.
Yo,
no cap. All them games is high quality. Most of them, like super. Bro, I am not joking.
So in other words, what you're saying is it's better than Game Pass.
A little bit.
A little bit. I'm playing. Oh shit, Luca.
You know what I'm saying? I call them the good schedule might be's. You know, might be good, might not be.
Might be.
You know,
Luca.
It's the battle of the might be's.
Yo, look out here. She said, "Do my ears deceive me? Am I Celine hearing voices? Is that all day?" Oh snap! Oh snap! So yeah, I got because all day is here for the review segment because all day is gonna say some shit. I know you. When you were nice and prompt, he can't wait for that topic. I know he's waiting for that topic.
Hey,
he's waiting for that review topic.
We can't wait to get to these Tim Currys out here, man.
And I saved the best for last because that's the last topic because we're gonna go out with a banger with that one, right? Next super chat, shout out to Brett Williams. He says, "Never seen this podcast before, but I love gaming shows. So here's some dollars. Thank you, Brett. You know, I hope you stick around. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and I hope you enjoy. You picked a good day to be a first time newcomer here." Because we got some topics. Yeah, we got some topics. My man Lionel B, always been down. He says, if you want to get some of that mobile money, you make mobile games like Uncharted Run or Sackboy Crush. Kids who want to play Ghost will get a PS4, PS5. Okay, so now, hey, I want to hit up Optimus. Because Optimus, you said I'm looking at the wrong way. And you know I listen to you. Right?
Yeah,
I'm not the type of dude to ignore you because I need to have my own narrative. So please, I would like to hear your view on this.
Well, I can be wrong too, so just so we clear.
But it's critical thinking, you know? The first step in critical thinking is listen to all, you know what I'm saying, all the data. Okay, go ahead.
So I think the reason I think you're looking at it wrong, so let me be clear. Okay. Your position is that the narrative that billions of mobile devices is the future, and these traditional console gaming companies need to enter into the mobile space as well so that they can capitalize on this market. And you think that they don't need to do that because though the types of games that the mobile market is interested in is very different than the types of games that the traditional console market is interested in. So
80%.
The reason
you got 90%. So I didn't say that the developers shouldn't go into mobile. I say if they're gonna go into mobile, they need to make the content.
Just different types of games.
They need to make the content that the mobile gamers want, not necessarily just create and force feed Halo into it. I don't think that's gonna work as big as they think they do. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So first, I don't think you can use Fortnite as a representative. Okay. Maybe you can, but so you're looking at the Fortnite revenue, which is just one game, and you are deriving from that this type of game is not really doing well on mobiles, and Fortnite represents the Halos, the Gears, the God of Wars, all that good stuff. So first, I don't think that's true, because the way you control Halo on your mobile device is very different than the way you control it on like a console. Mm-hmm. And the Fortnite that they have for mobile devices is their attempt to water Fortnite down to make it more like a mobile version of a game. But it's more like a hybrid. I'm sure you've seen it. It's more like a hybrid. It's got like the touchscreen controls, but they try to stay true to the actual formula. The reason that I don't think that you're correlating it correctly is because you have to look at the Nintendo Switch. In my opinion, the Nintendo Switch represents what a person on the go would do with the device and the types of games that they will play and how well those games play. For all intents and purposes, a Nintendo Switch is a mobile device. And I think that's why, like Microsoft and with Razer, I think they did the thing with Razer. One of the first things that they're doing is coming out with a controller that you put on either end of the phone. And when you do, you have the traditional controls, and now it's more like
okay.
Yeah, it's like the Switch has proven that console gaming will work on the go. And I think Microsoft's next step is they realize what you said. This device in its native form, it will not work with Halo because it's going to require like touchscreen controls and all of that stuff. It's not.
So you're saying they're conditioning us? They're conditioning?
Well, I think what they're doing is they getting a controller so that if you hold your mobile phone with that Xbox, I don't know the name of that thing, but it's two things. One fit on the left side, one fit on the right side, and then you hold your phone the way you would hold a Switch, and it's got.
We call it like an X clip or something. X clip.
What is it? The Rikishi?
Thing, right.
What is that called? The Rikishi? Whatever.
I don't know how to. I don't know.
That's the wrestler, right? But it's something like that.
Yeah. So my point is, they're trying. It's like what you're saying is partially right because they understand that Halo won't work as a mobile game, but if we can take the mobile device and turn it more into like a portable console, like the Switch, then that opens up new avenues. And I do think it's true, of course, that like 80% of that market is not going to like convert. But if they can just 8 billion devices, if that, I don't know where that number came from. I heard it floating around.
Yeah,
but if they can just
get devices,
yeah, like if they can get 10% of that, 8 billion, what's that? 800,000. So like that is a big market if they can just like crack it at all. So my point is, I do think that Fortnite is deceptive because it is a current console type game, console PC type game being forced on a mobile phone. But that game on the Switch is also low, like 8.4%. But the Switch sales does demonstrate that the Marios and the Doom Eternals, I don't know what that sold, but traditional console games are definitely wanted on that device, and especially in places like Japan, where that culture is more on the move and the desire for like consoles in your home is less. And places like China, different markets where it's more mobile based, they just haven't broken into it yet. And same with Fortnite. But I definitely think that they are right to concentrate some of their efforts there. I don't think they should just get rid of consoles altogether and focus only on that. But they definitely smart to figure out how to get into that market.
Okay. So let me bring up this. So I'll use the Nintendo because you brought up a good point. Now, so let's say like Nintendo Switch, right? Nintendo always had a DNA for mobile because they had 3DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy. So I think the DNA to take Nintendo games on the go is always there. And now for Switch is popular. Obviously, they sell incredibly well, right? But the people playing on Switch, it is a purposeful decision, which goes back to what I was saying. If you want to play the game, you're going to go to the device to play it. So like to me, anybody who wants to play a Switch game, you first have to go buy the device. Well, they're going to buy the device because the games is attracting them. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the link what I'm trying to say is that attraction. You know what I'm saying? A lot of, and this is an assumption, but based on the conversation I'm having with people, when they use the word accessibility, they treat it as if the reason why, God of War ain't selling 50 million, it's not attracting whatever, blah, 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 is because of accessibility. If you make that game more accessible, it's going to sell more, whatever. But I'm thinking...
What do they mean by that?
Yeah, because it's not like somebody's at Best Buy with a gun and picking and choosing who gets to buy a PlayStation 4 or 5 or an Xbox, right? Or Switch. If you're going to go into that store and buy the console, it's probably because you want the games to play. If you don't go to the store and buy any of those consoles, it's most likely because you don't care for the game, right? I don't think proprietary hardware or individual hardware is any form of gatekeeping or inaccessibility, right? In fact, I don't think most consumers even care about the hardware. You have to buy separate hardware to do something. I think it just comes down to whatever that hardware has, does it have the thing I want to do? And I think a lot of these mobile gamers that have an iPhone and have an Android and stuff like that, they're not playing God of War, Halo, and in these games because they just simply don't want those games. They want the games that's on the phone. Usually it's very quick. You can play within 5 minutes. Heavy microtransaction. Like there's a reason why EA tried to bring, pay to win stuff over to consoles because they have games on phones and it works. They thought
it works.
They thought that could apply to console gamers and PC gamers, and you saw the huge backlash. Like PC gamers and console gamers was like, what the hell? Hell no, right? So EA thought that it was the same type of gamer. Like, oh, clearly this works on phones and they love it. Hey, we Battlefield for $10. You can have a jetpack and be Boba Fett and kill everybody. Boy, EA felt the fury from us. So EA probably took a step back and realized, wait a minute. The way I'm looking at it as gamers are gamers, right? And of course, everybody can have different definitions. Gamers are gamers. But within gaming, you have specific communities that have their taste and what they like out of gaming. And it doesn't necessarily bleed over. Like me, my personal opinion, the stuff that mobile gamers and what makes mobile industry big and the type of games they play doesn't generally translate well to the games we play in console gaming. The reason why I use Fortnite, right? Because that's one example of a game that's completely accessible. It's accessible to every platform out there, right? So you have access. So now it isn't a device-based decision. It's just whether you like the game or not. If you like the game, you play it. If you don't like the game, you don't play it. But everybody has access to it. And when you look at who's accessing these games the most, right? The huge numbers of phones and tablets means little to nothing. Because between iOS and Android, it's 7.5% of the revenue.
Well, it's not who's accessing it the most, though. It's who's paying the most for.
Oh yeah,
like those.
I mean, at the end of the day, it really comes down to money, right? You can say a billion people.
Right.
You could say a billion people play my game, but if you only made $10, who gives a damn? As compared to 100,000 people.
No, not so, not true at all. Because one of the strategies is to get the market share and then figure out how to monetize. I mean, that's exactly what Discord.
But that's why I said if you only make $10, then it doesn't matter. If you ain't making the money.
Well, if you only make $10 million the first year or two, it does matter because you can find a way to monetize that to turn it into money in the near future.
Yeah, but if you can't, then the amount of people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the end of the day, I think we could both agree it's about the money. That's what matters the most. So right now, if you told Epic who's the most important in your revenue stream for Fortnite, they're gonna tell you consoles, by far. They're not gonna care about mobile and tablets having 1 billion devices. That doesn't mean anything to them. If you told them, hey, you have to pick your stance, consoles or mobile, Epic's gonna go with consoles all day because that's where the money is at. And that's
not necessarily.
What do you mean necessarily? It's right there, 7%, 7.5% of Fortnite.
It's not right there. No, okay, it's not right there. So you're making a lot of assumptions, Rock. So one assumption is say that Android 7% number.
No, it's 5. It's 0.5.
I mean, not Android. I'm sorry, the iOS.
iOS
that iOS 7% number. Maybe it was 3%. a couple of years before. And that 7% represents rapid growth. And maybe they are projecting that if we can keep along this trend in the next 5 to 10 years, our numbers on iOS will swamp what's on PlayStation. Like, you can't just take any point in time and make it representative.
I mean, but if you look at the sample, it's March 2018 to July 2020.
Right,
so you're talking
2 years.
you're talking 2 years. That's a lot. That's a long time.
It is a lot.
That
but
is
I'm
a
saying the
long
way the
time.
projection, like, look at Game Pass as an example. They know they are not making money with Game Pass, but they don't care if they don't make money within the next 3, 4, 5 years. It is a long con. Well, I guess shouldn't call it a con, but it is a strategy for the long
Hey, you heard him. You know how he feels about Game Pass. The truth is out. It's a Ponzi scheme.
It might be.
The point is, I think Fortnite's beyond the long game. Like, it's already an established brand. I mean, they had this dude do a concert on the damn thing.
But
right?
what I'm saying, Rock, is it could very well be the case where, with the right moves, the money they make on mobile could completely swallow what they do on consoles, just not today. And you're saying, based on how it is today, that's what's most important. And it could be, I'm just saying, they're going to have projections and they're going to figure out what is their best revenue stream.
Okay.
And you made a comment earlier about, like, if people just want these games, they go buy the device for those games. And while that is true, it's not set in stone. That's not the only thing, right? Like, there are things right now, which Xbox caught a lot of flack for this, but there are things right now that I could do on my PS5 that I didn't buy it for. But they make it real convenient for me. Okay, and now that I know Share Factory, I can do all of this stuff where normally I would have taken the video and downloaded it to my computer and edited it on my computer. Okay, now I've downloaded Share Factory. Was I interested in that? Was that something I would traditionally do on my laptop? Absolutely. But they're making it easy for me and they're giving me nice controls and stuff. Okay, so now I'm looking at Share Factory. Okay. Although that's not why I bought it. Your position of, because it seems like you're saying if we make more things available that weren't before, you won't be interested in them because you didn't buy the hardware for them before. I'm sure that'll be true for some people, but other people will welcome the additional capabilities of their devices.
Mm-hmm. I just think, ultimately, what I'm saying, I think is when it comes down to it, as the phrase go, war never changes, right? I just think that ultimately, gamers have different tastes, right? And I think if the companies focus more on providing the content that the gamers want on their device, like, for example, Sony has a mobile division. In fact, one of the games is really successful. Fate something. I think it's actually more successful than most of their actual console IPs, right? But I think, like, if you look at the audience and you be like, hey, there you go. This is what the audience want. This is what generates revenue. Let's put in the effort and make the right content for the right audience. Because in my opinion, I think the whole streaming and cloud thing, while it sounds sexy, I think it's lazy. I personally think it's lazy.
You talking about Fate Grand Order?
Yeah, Fate Grand Order. It's like $1 billion franchise.
Yeah,
for Sony.
that game is huge.
It's huge for PlayStation, right? And I think, things like cloud streaming, to me, cloud streaming, right, ultimately, is really going to benefit the gamer that already plays on the console. I see Sony and Microsoft providing these cloud services. The main people who are going to do it is really, I already play on my PlayStation, and if I want to, when I'm not home, I could play on the go, and the cloud service gives me the ability to have a competent level of experience while I'm not at home, right? I don't see this strategy being a huge movement to expand, to reach more gamers. And I definitely don't see it as a move that you would want to diminish the identity of your console, right? Because I think if this is Microsoft's plan, I think they put Xbox console. They didn't have to do Xbox the way they did to push this agenda. I think they could have went the Sony route, because I still think Sony's gonna push cloud gaming. I have no doubt. Hell, they've been saying it. Hell, they said it back in 2014, right? But Sony's messaging behind cloud gaming is not the same as, as Xbox. You don't hear Sony saying, "Oh, you don't have to buy a PlayStation. You could just play wherever you want." They're not sending their messages. Their message is, "No, you gotta get that PlayStation because this is where you're gonna get the PlayStation experience." But I have a feeling their message with cloud is just an expansion of what you already like, but away from your home. While Microsoft has this message of, eventually, you don't even need to buy a console. Just pick up xCloud and Game Pass, and you're going to get the great Xbox experience. And the question is there going to be a lot of consumers that just simply do that? And I don't think so. I don't think the mobile gamers are going to dive into that. I think it's going to be the guys who buy the Xbox console, maybe PC gamers, right? And then they're just going to expand their control of where they could play games now. I think that's where the limit is going to be at. I don't think you're going to get
a whole shit of users. You're saying... So right now, if PlayStation offered a controller similar to the one Xbox has for mobile devices, and with that controller, you can play Astro's Playroom, you're saying no mobile gamer would be interested in that. Only the people that already own
you're saying, don't say no, because all it takes is one person, and then I'm wrong. Right?
Oh, I mean, a negligible amount.
I think it's negligible. I don't think it's going to be that big of a movement. You're not going to see a huge, big movement of mobile gamers. Now, all of a sudden, they love PlayStation. Because there's a third-party or first-party attachment that they can attach to their iPhone. In fact, I think majority of the people who will do that is the PlayStation game. It's Jay Barry. His ass is going to do that. He's going to be the one to do the shit. Him and Persona.
So your view is rooted in the console, and the TV is not a barrier of entry for most people.
No, I don't think
most people will get a TV and a PlayStation if they were interested.
Hell, the phone is like $200, and they buy that every year. Think about it. Think about it. You don't even I know people be like, "Well, console's $500." It's not $500 forever. Right? Eventually, these consoles are going to be able to pick it up for $200 and a $50 Target card. And you don't have to buy another console for a couple of years. These dudes be buying phones every year or every other year or every 3 years, which is much more expensive.
Some people do, but
you see what I'm saying?
You get more for it, though, because with most people, their entire life is in their phone.
Yeah, and I'm not judging them. Right? I'm not judging them for doing that because, to be honest, a phone gets a lot more functional use. Like, I bought my house over a phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So, so it's well worth the money. Pictures, memories. I mean, there's a whole lot. But what I'm saying
is...
your
whole life, right. Yeah. And you're saying that if you add more functionality to a device you already have...
But no, I don't think it's functionality. It's interest. Right? If a mobile gamer is like, "Man, I really want to play God of War, but I really don't want to buy a PlayStation to do it." I don't think most of them have that attitude. I think most of them, just like my daughter, she's like, "If I really want to play the game, I'll just buy the console." Like, it's not a big deal. Like,
that ain't fair because you and your daughter, y'all come from money. So
I come from money, bro. Do I look like the goddamn Berkshire family? The hell,
P-Rock is rich. P-Rock is rich.
You better get gone. You better
P-Rock, stop lying, bro. You know you rich, bro.
You better get gone with that bullshit.
Hey, how many 5-gallon water tank?
Yo, hold on. Y'all better get gone.
P-Rock tell me that he hid his chain before he started the podcast.
This is rich. All right? Man, Optimus got a whole 95-inch TV in his house. Yo, all day. How long I've been playing on my Zenith 1080p TV?
Hey, you fucking. Hey, look, check it out. Ask P-Rock how he got his PS5, bro.
I bought my no. See, everybody knows the story. I got it because of a hookup. That's not because I'm rich. It's not like I got mine shipped from.
I thought you said you had 10 5-gallon water tanks of change. Remember?
What?
You were selling food stamps at the bodega.
Got that EBT money.
You were selling yum yums at the bodega.
I'm the Piragua guy. I'm selling the Spanish ices on the corner. You know what I'm saying?
He's selling water. He's selling water on the highway.
That's it. The Piragua.
Some stocks in his.
Yo, I got
that's the cinnamon with the milk, right?
Yeah, I got the coquito. I'm the coquito dude.
Yeah.
You know, I opened up my own medicinal. I opened up my own. I opened up my own medicinal weed spot in San Diego.
Oh yeah,
you get that medicinal from me.
I know you getting paid if you did.
What you call it?
You know what I'm saying?
P rocks, pop rocks.
You know what I'm saying? Got the Lao ready for y'all. You know what I'm saying? What y'all know about that?
The Lao. You walk in, you got that Lao. You walk in here, that PlayStation 4 on, huh? I'm about to take off.
Yeah, that's how the PS4 was. That shit was loud as hell. Yo, shout out to True Virgil. He says, "Hey, Optimus, wink." Whoa, what's going on? Whoa. Optimus, is that your side piece or something? Like, what's going on here? This
Man, I don't know. He always be acting crazy.
That's how y'all communicating? Yo, I don't want your wife get me. I'm not. You know what? We moving on. Beats Games Life. Zim, nah, you're not gonna get me in trouble. I ain't gonna get no phone call. I'll be like, no, ma'am. I don't know where your husband's at. No, ma'am.
He be trying to he always willing to pay some money to say something crazy.
Yo, shout out to True Virgil. Yo, but that's crazy. Hey, Optimus, wink. Like, wait a minute. All right, Beats Games Live.
No, not for anything. You remember them? And my grandma had a Zenith TV. Hey, on my mama, I promise you, them remotes used to be made out of metal. I promise you, like I could have swore the back panel was full steel, bro. She just a motherfucker like a boom.
Oh, snap.
You get me?
That thing must have hurt.
Hit me in the other room.
That thing must have. It's like a little boomerang. If I was you,
yeah.
You know?
You can turn corners and everything.
God, man.
Facts,
between that and a chancleta, like, god damn, they never miss.
Bro, hey, I remember one time my mom had to do that shit. That shit had ricocheted, hit the wall, and hit me in the back of the neck when I was going to my room. And my mom, like, we both started. I came out because I was like, what the fuck? And she looked at me. She was like, you ain't even in trouble, man. That shot was too good. My aim was perfect.
Yeah, shit. I remember
all right, man, you guys.
Shit, I remember one time I was able to dodge a chancleta. Bad move.
You trying to dodge? Oh, you getting fucked up with the left.
I'll be like, bro.
Put your motherfucking hands down.
Let the shit hit you. Let it hit you,
bro. Just let
the fact that she missed.
You don't.
She looked like bullseye after missing. Yo, no, that was not a good day for me.
When they hit you,
I should have just grabbed the damn sandal and hit myself. I'm like, no, that is all good. Yo, shout out to Beats Game Life. He says, "Slap Falau. They better hope Fortnite relevant in 4 years." I don't know. That game's gonna be around for a while. You got like,
it's gonna be around for a while.
You got like 1 year old. You got like 1 year old playing that game. And that's all they're going to play. All right, let's move on to the next topic. All right. The next one is going to be... Returnal! Charlie Murphy, show me your titties. All right. So, let's start off. Let's get a roll call. All right. Craig, are you playing Returnal?
No.
What happened? Yes?
I said no.
No? Craig,
I'm playing Spider-Man Mouse.
We got to put you in the hot seat, bro.
Right,
You got PS5, right?
Craig,
I'm playing Spider-Man Miles Morales and Madden.
Okay.
Madden. All right, Craig.
Returnal events three.
God damn, Craig. We're gonna talk later. I know J Bar's playing it. I know J Bar's playing it. All right,
sir.
Optimus Cole, you're playing it.
Absolutely.
All day, are you playing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna go down. How hard is this game? We'll start with J Bar. Start with J Bar.
Start with J Bar.
Returnal is a hard game. It's a hard game depending on how quick you can learn the mechanics of the game. If it's going to take you a long time, you're going to be in that hip hop gamer category. But eventually, you will get better, and you know what I mean. The game is going to come easy to you.
Okay.
I've beaten the game 4 times already. Pistols only on stream.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Somebody was like, "Hey, J Bite, man, let's do the pistols only, the first boss." I turned him down. I said, "You know what? You want me to do the pistols? Pistols only, first boss, live on stream, easy, cakewalk." Once you learn the game, and the thing is that people got to do in this game too, man, is yes, it's a frantic, fast-paced game. But slow down and build your character up. Because I see a lot of people when they stream.
How do you build a character up? Because that's the problem I'm having. Like,
let me ask you something. I don't understand, right?
I don't fucking get it.
I can I can play the game. I can beat everything up into that first boss, right? And my level is still like my weapon level is still like at maybe 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, you can be the boss. You can be the first boss with 1.
Go there.
The thing is,
see, what I did, I had the pistols. I had half health. I was in the yellow. I got him down to the. He got 3 bars. I got him down to the last bar. He hit me with a laser. That was it. But I'm saying if I can get that far with no health, I'm pretty sure if I had more health, I could knock it out.
Yeah, like the first boss is pretty much giving you everything the enemies throw at you in this one correlation. You know what I mean? The melee attack come, the red spiral moves come with the circles that wave out to you and hit you. You know what I mean? And
the laser, the sweeping laser.
Yeah, the game is always just going to prepare you for everything the bosses or the stages is going to bring to you. But the thing is, how to build up is that you got to look out for specific. Well, it depends on how you want to build a character. It's like an RPG in a sense as well,
because sometimes you got to reset if you get some bad rolls. You know what I mean? You got to.
Yeah, you can get some bad stuff, but you can make it work. But the thing is, the goal I always tell people to do is get your proficiency up. That's your weapon proficiency, and get your integrity up. It's something that people lack in the gaming community when it comes to these reviewers. The things that you know what I mean. You notice how everybody quit in the game and don't like the game. These are the people that lack integrity. They lack integrity, just like that's how they get embopped in the game. You got no integrity. You know what I mean? But you got to build that stuff up so you can. And protection is good too, because the more protection you have, the hits will be it'd be lighter. You won't die as fast and stuff like that. And then you have like these parasites that help you out too. Like a good parasite to always look out for. Right? Yeah, they got negative effects, but you got to weigh it out. Some of them is risky, but it depends. It could be like, oh, this could be a risk, but it has a huge benefit here. Let me go and take it regardless. You know what I mean? But look for the ones that give you like where you can repair, like fix your repair fast. Or if your integrity is low, it will repair.
I didn't really understand how that worked. So what? So you heal for more? Is that what they?
Yeah, because your suit, you have repair. So it's always good to like press the touchpad and look at your stats and what you have with your character. You're gonna have integrity, protection, weapon damage, repair, and I forgot the other thing. We always want to look at and weigh those things out. And then when you get more comfortable in the game, I'm telling you, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be like mincemeat. It's going to be very, very easy. You're going to be washing through these things easily in the game. But when you started out, you're trying to figure everything out. You're just like, oh, let me pick up this. Oh, let me not pick up this. Let me pick up this. You're figuring things out. So it's going to be hard then. But once it snaps, once you figure it out, once it click, it's going to be good. It's going to be.
Bro, I'm about to make all y'all laugh right now. Watch this. Hey, how many of y'all motherfuckers in the chat and on the panel was playing Returnal and thought them things that pull you up out the ground did damage and try to move out the way every time you see them?
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact,
bro. I used to try, and then Luca was like, "Nah, bro, they don't damage you. You could get to other places if you just let them take you up there." And I was like, "For real?" And I tried, and I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like, oh, you know what I mean? It was funny. I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Shit. The first few times, I was like, "Man, this thing is trying to kill me."
Right, exactly.
I was like, "Oh, okay, I can use this to get up to higher places that I can't jump to."
Yeah, bro, I was scared.
And artifacts too. Picking up artifacts is going to help you a lot as well. But yeah, the game is fun, man. Once you figure everything out, man, it's. I'm not saying it's like a cakewalk, but it's going to be more. You're gonna get the satisfaction. It's gonna be much better.
Yeah, so you're right. That shit hooked me up when I was playing Record. When I picked up those artifacts, it was freaking amazing. What up, fellas?
At this clown.
You said Record? Oh man, you talking about Record? Oh man.
Hey, I just came to say what's up, fellas. I just came. The Optimist in here?
Yeah, man. Here's the thing about Returnal, I gotta leave. Man.
Chill, Optimist.
No, don't leave, Doc. We want you to stick around. The thing about Returnal, man, is that it punishes mistakes more severely than what people are used to. But if you're not making a bunch of mistakes, like Jay already said, if you are prepared, then your margin for error increases. But the thing that's tough about Returnal is that when you like that's just how it works.
Hey,
the thing is too, you do get like check marks or checkpoints in the game. Like, when you can go right back. People forget. People forget like the game is called Returnal. You know what I mean? Death is a part of the game. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna learn from your mistakes. If you're a person that play video games and you just can't learn from your mistake, you keep on trying to, drive everything through. Like, you know what I mean? You don't really give a damn. Just ramming everything through. Then you're gonna struggle. Yeah. If you're like, oh, you know what? I did this. This didn't work here. Let me try and do this now and see what happens. You're gonna make it through in the game.
That's good. Yeah,
man, always try to get the astronaut if you can.
How do you get the astronaut again?
Yo. You gotta get a certain place first.
I only got it once.
You beat the boss, right? Well, it'll be in the fabricator, and then you can get those little consumables that'll restock the fabricator.
You gotta make sure you can afford it. That's it, right?
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna sit here and listen to you guys talk about games.
Well, hold up. Hey, I just want to say, Doc, I tried to warn you. My man's already feeling the burn. He already making sad songs about he only has controllers and no games. I warned you. Yeah, I started laughing. I'm like, and you only had the Xbox for 6 months. Imagine if you would have had that shit for like 8 years. You would be crying right now. You would be singing.
Doc is a bot, right?
He doesn't know. He don't know the struggles. He's feeling it already. He's already making videos like Microsoft. Enough of the controllers, and he only been on Xbox for 6 months. 6 months, and he's already seeing the bullshit.
For 6 years.
Be on Xbox for 6 years. Boy, you would be like, yo.
Man, I just came to say it was to show some love. I got to head out.
All right, take care, brother. Shout out to Nova. He says, shout out to my bros in here. Hit the motherfucking like and share it out. No doubt, hit the like button.
All right. Hit the like button, man.
So, obviously, Jay Barty beat it. Who's that? Who's that?
J-Dub.
All right, yeah. There we go. So Jay Barry beat it. All right, let's talk about Optimus. Where you at in the game? Did you beat it already? What's going on?
I did not beat it. I'm on the third biome. So I messed around. So Jay Barry, the room, the containment center with the little gold star on the top of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the challenge room.
That's the challenge room.
Yeah. So I went in there. Man, I was doing good, and then them little kamikaze bastards, they got me, man. So I went back to the first biome, and so then I was like, well, let me go back to the Citadel. So I went back there right away. It was easy to get back there. I got me a good weapon, man, messed around and did a jump, fell off a cliff, and I was already down to low grade because I barely survived the fight, and I was looking for some health. Made a bad jump and then died again. So now I'm back at the first one again. I'm like, God damn it. So I stopped it to get on the podcast. So that's where I'm at.
No, I'm gonna give you a tip when it comes to the Citadel. Like the first 2 biomes, how you can play that. You can play that very fast pace. But that Citadel, slow down. Take out enemies one by one. Don't try to rush into an area. It wants you to zip and zoom over there, with your web sling.
Right.
Slow down, bro, in that area. You're gonna get bodied if you move fast.
I'm like, man, I gotta fight all these niggas at the same time. Yeah. Also, the kamikaze was like, even if you kill them, they like when they try to make sure they take you out with them.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like with the Citadel, if you can't really dodge those sentry bots or the missiles, you're gonna have a rough time on that. Like you gotta time that. You know what I mean? Because the Citadel, that stage right there, I died so much in that stage because like me, when I see something open like that, I'm just dumb. I'm like, yo, can I do this? Can I drop down here? What if I do this? Right. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, they want me to explore. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of my deaths came from that Citadel right there.
Bro, y'all gonna laugh like me then.
Bro, y'all gonna laugh.
I just beat the first boss yesterday after playing for 10 hours.
Nigga, y'all gonna laugh when I tell you this, bro. You know the first boss, they have that big ass hole in the ground, right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you didn't jump?
You know I stood there for 6 minutes, bro. 6 minutes.
Everybody did, bro.
Hey, I was the same way. I'm looking like, what the hell am I supposed to do here?
I was hesitant.
I'm all tilting the camera down and shit. Like, I kind of think they want me to go down here. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that shit was funny. Far down. It was like, man,
I was the same way. I'm like,
R3.
I'm looking around. I'm like, you know what? I just said, I'm like, screw it. What the hell? I died 100 times anyway. I just jumped.
Facts.
And I'm like, oh shit. I just said, hey, what's the worst that can happen? I die. Big deal. You know what I'm saying?
But Barry, hey, real talk though, hey, the sound design, I was telling on Scumcast, I was telling a story how I had the headphones on, right?
Oh man.
And it sounded like, I promise you, bro, I know I was high, but I ain't that high, bro. I'm pretty aware of my surroundings, right?
The sound is amazing.
I was playing the game, bro, and all of a sudden, I was like, who the fuck? I'm in here by myself. It's 2 a.m. I hear the water running. I said, nah, I can't be the water. There ain't nobody in here. So I said, fuck, I'm going to go check. So I get up. I say, ain't nobody in the kitchen. Water's not on. I go sit back my fat ass on the couch, put my headphones back on. I said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that sound of water is just a game, and it's a sound in the game, but the way it was positioned was towards my kitchen. Bro, it was like the left side of me way back in the corner, like towards where my kitchen was at. And I was like, what the f***?
Yo,
my man all day was like this.
Like, not only the sound, but you also feel it like in the control. Like it's crazy,
right. Bro, it's wild. It's really wild. And like Barry, I was telling J-Dub, like when you in the combat in the game, like the game wants you to play aggressively, but you kind of got to be disciplined at the same time, right?
Yeah, you do.
Like just by the controls itself. You know what I'm saying? So I think that shit is dope.
Yo, also, don't listen to these dudes that tell you this game ain't got no story. Bro, this story is a mind fuck. I'm trying to, listen, even when you beat it and get the true ending and everything, you're still going to have, like, I can see people talking about this game for months upon months.
What do you mean true ending? What you got to do to get the true ending?
Yeah, explain that.
No, don't spoil it.
I'm not. There's 2 endings in the game.
But I didn't say tell me the true ending. I'm saying what do you got to do to get it?
Whoa. You're going to have to collect a few items.
Okay.
And there's going to be another sequence in the house that you got to do. You're going to get an item and all that stuff in it. It's good. I'm trying to it's good, man.
Wait, Barry, have you seen all the endings already? Like, natively? Or you went on YouTube or something?
Nah, I beat the game like 4 times. I'm on my 5th page. I seen everything.
How many endings is there total? Do you know? Or not?
There's two endings.
2 endings, okay.
For me, there's gonna be 1, and that's it.
But that's
that's it.
I'm telling you, P-Rod, I'm telling you, when you beat the game,
I'm gonna beat the game once, and I'm deinstalling this shit. This shit is frustrating the fuck. You know what's frustrating? I just hate the fact that I got to start over, like on everything. Like that is so goddamn frustrating. Like I gotta start everything over. Like everything.
You have save points in the game,
but saving costs you in this game. I know that. What is it? That thing that
a reconstructor.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
but that's just
gotta pay for
it. But that's just one save point. But what flips me out is you gotta start all over on everything. And people try to say, "Oh yeah, it's like Bloodborne." I'm like, no. When you die in Bloodborne, number 1, you don't lose all the soul abilities that you invested into. You still got the same strength, same whatever is your build, right? Like right now on Demon Souls, I'm having a hard time because somebody gave me the stupidest idea, which was to make an all magic build. And usually I don't like magic, but I'm like, you know what? Let me try it. Worst decision I ever made.
I've been killing that shit.
I fucking hate magic. I hate magic.
It's one of the best.
I'm a melee guy. Right? I like swords and shields. I'm a grunt. Listen, I'm just a dude that does a little wet work. Right? I know this Gandalf shit. I'm just a dude. Give me a gun. Close to close, hand to hand fighting. That's how I roll. I don't do this. Thou shall not pass type gamer. I'm not into that. I'm the dude with the sword. Listen, I'm the dude with the sword that runs right in the middle of the fight. I'm not into all this chanting shit. So I'm having a hard time Demon Souls. But at the very least, I don't lose my build when I die. This game, you lose everything, and you start out with that same shitty pistol. Yo, I hate that pistol.
That pistol
I swear to God,
that pistol, yo, bro, that pistol is God tier, bro.
It's nasty.
I get the assault rifle,
it's good.
and that's usually like the last weapon I get before the boss. They give me every other weapon that I don't want before I get the one. And then if I do get the rifle, it's either a level 5 shotgun or a level 2 rifle. And I'm like, well, ain't this a motherfucker?
You want me to give you this right here will have you beat Returnal easily. Right. I've been saying this for like the whole weekend. Nobody want to listen to me because they want to use assault.
We listening now, player.
They want to use the hollow seekers because it shoots a lot. Listen, electro pylon driver. When you get that gun, stay with it.
What is it?
Bro,
you're going to get
a level 1 and they offer me a level 5 carbine. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep this level 1.
What the fuck is that? Electro what?
It's the gun that shoots these spikes, and it carries like an electric conduit to it, and it tethers together. So if you hit an enemy and then you hit the wall, it's like a rifle kind of.
But when do you get that though? I haven't seen that weapon. The only one I've seen has been the Tachyon rifle, the pistol, and the Saw Buster shotgun or whatever the fuck it wants to call it, and that's it.
Or the Spitmaw.
Spitmaw, yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's all I see.
Nah, you see more. You see more. You're gonna see more. Yo, explore everything. That's what I'm saying. Explore everything.
Hey, Barry, what's that gun? Barry, what's that gun?
Like, when does that gun come out? Does it come out like in the third world? Does it come out in the third world?
Nah,
it ain't in the first world. Bro, I've been in the first world for 10 hours. It's not there. 10 hours. I explored every nook and cranny of that motherfucker.
No, it's good. It depends on your dice rolls, Rob.
Dice rolls.
But we got
Listen, I can play some dice, and this shit ain't working for me. I can shoot some craps and CeeLo. I know dice. This ain't no goddamn dice. This shit's lotto.
P-Rock, I've been playing for 8 hours, bro. I've only seen that whack ass Spitmaw,
the Tachyon, and the pistol,
and that fucking. That's it.
I ain't seen no weapons. I ain't seen no electro shocker. Like what?
Wait, hold on, Barry. Let me ask you this.
This guy got a cheat code.
Is the shock stream just the alternate fire? That's not the same thing, right?
No, the shock stream is the alternate fire. That's that electrical cloud shock thing.
That shit's dope. Yeah, it's good for AOE. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it don't got the range. You know what I mean? Like if you're
close up. I don't like the electro.
You use it.
All right,
shout out for taking out those little dudes though, them little tentacle dudes.
So shout out to Lionel B. He said shout out to everyone who liked my Returnal gameplay tweet. It has over 1,000 likes. That's what's up. It's nice to see gameplay getting likes instead of console war stuff. I mean, you could like the tweets. I see a lot of tweets about Assassin's Creed Unity being played at 60 frames. You could like that. I mean, I guess that's a big deal now. I guess Assassin's Creed.
Hey, see, look, I knew Barry was lying. I told Barry he was a fucking liar.
Why?
Look at Raymond. Look, you got to get past the first biome to see these weapons. Fucking Jabbar.
No, you don't. Yo, bro, I got all the gameplay on my channel.
I'm just fucking with you.
Now, I know, right? He just made that up. True Virg.
What up, bro?
Is a True Virg. He goes, how do you ponies feel about Xbox 120 FPS? Cry ponies. Phil wins again. Yes, congratulations. You get to play Watch Dogs at 120. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
Yo, for the last couple of months, like PlayStation games have been playing something new.
Listen, do not bring Watch Dogs on my timeline. Alright, so now that we all got the whole, I know Craig, you couldn't put much into this because you didn't play yet. So the game is hard, right? So shout out to my man.
Read that comment first. Read that comment first.
What comment?
Add more.
In the chat, or
make sure you guys, if you guys are playing Returnal tonight, that you turn off auto update. There will be an update tomorrow. Okay. That shit will boot you out the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They got that on.
Yo, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm not sure about that.
Don't worry about that.
I know a guy that he got the auto update, but it didn't destroy his game. He started right back where he was.
Not only that, I had other games in rest mode, and auto update didn't shut those games down.
Oh really? I don't know. That's what I've been hearing by some people.
I had games in rest mode. I think
at the end of the day,
in fact, that was one of the things I thought that was cool because on the PS4, like it would download the update, but you couldn't install it because it would tell you it has to close this game out.
Yeah, PS5 got that pre-install.
Yeah.
So
I thought that was.
But yo, I'm telling you, even if your game close out, yo, don't worry, man. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, just keep playing the game. You're gonna learn it. It's gonna be mad easy.
That's my problem. It's frustrating, man. When I have to start all over and I'm back with that goddamn pistol, it's like Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day. And you hear the fucking song, "I Got You, Baby."
That's exactly
he broke the goddamn fucking record. That shit fucks with me. And then after a while, I can't focus on the game no more because I'm too pissed off. And I start doing stupid shit to like, I jump off a cliff and die. And I'm so fucking pissed off. Like, it's annoying. At the very least, can I keep my artifacts? I don't want to get artifacts all over again. It's annoying.
Don't get pissed off, man.
Late.
It's just you're gonna learn it. You're gonna learn. I'm telling you.
Listen, because like when you play Hades, right? I love Hades. One of my favorite games of last year, right? Like, you don't get to keep all your upgrades, but the core upgrades to each weapon you keep permanently. So anytime you go back to that weapon, you unlock.
Well, that's the same thing with Returnal.
Same thing with Returnal.
Yeah,
same thing.
With the
find them, right? Okay.
Every upgrade you get for a weapon. When you get that weapon again, you're still going to have it. And also, Returnal, you have permanent items that will help you in the game.
The only thing that resets is the artifacts and what else?
Artifacts, the parasites, the integrity goes back to the regular thing. Your consumables is gone.
It's like a regular roguelike game.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I just didn't know what stayed and what didn't. You know what I mean?
They tell you got the permanent ones. If you look in your little inventory screen, there's got a section for permanent stuff. So
I seen that. I'm just so trash, bro. I'm so trash. I'm waiting to see some new shit pop up.
And the permanent shit sucks. The permanent shit sucks. All right.
When you beat the second boss,
it's trash. Yo, all right. So now so from the chat. All right, chat. We got 340 watching. Please hit the like button. Now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of the Returnal conversation. So now, as you can clearly see, my audience, my friends, my fellow gamers, this game is hard and there's a lot of bullshit to it, right? So shout out to Hip Hop Gamer.
It's not gonna be as hard as Mass Effect.
Oh, but okay. My God. So shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. He said at House Marquee / hashtag Returnal is a great game that misses perfection because of no difficulty settings. Having an easy mode doesn't mean people can't play the way developers intended the game to be played. It's all about having options. Now, if you know Hip Hop Gaming, you followed him for a while, he always says he likes to play on easy mode in a lot of games, and if he can, he will use cheats. He will use cheats. He has not hid that fact. I mean, I seen people on his timeline, I'm like, damn, I'm surprised you're I'm like, man, you obviously haven't been following Hip Hop Gamer. He's a huge advocate for using cheats. Obviously not online, because he's not about that, screwing all the other people. But for like single player games and just his own experience, he's all about the cheats, the codes, the tricks, easy mode. He's all about that. All right. So I'm gonna start off with Jay Barry. Right. We're gonna kick it off with him. How do you feel about that statement of gamers asking House Marquee to add an easy mode? So that way...
Housemarque, right?
Oh, Housemarque. I keep saying Marquee. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. So what do you think about that? Of gamers advocating for easy mode in games that don't have easy mode, kind of like Returnal and stuff like that.
Like I've been saying, man, casuals have infiltrated this gaming community, which is okay, but they infiltrated pretending to be hardcore. At the end of the day, easy mode is not the way how the developer intended the game to play. That's just more so giving you a handicap so people can just go through the story and not have a challenge. You know what I mean? Most developers intend the game to be played at a normal difficulty, not easy mode. So I don't know where he's getting that from. At the end, not every game is going to have like a difficulty option. You know what I mean? Did Sekiro have one? You know what I mean? Was he complaining about that? I'm probably sure he played on PC and cheated his way through.
Yeah, oh yeah, and PC you could cheat. Yeah. You got the trainer. You got the trainer.
I mean, like, yo, at the end of the day, man, this shit got to stop, man. This shit got to stop. I would just rather people come out like, yo, I'm a casual gamer. You know what I mean? And stop trying to pretend that you're hardcore and you're all for this gaming, because this right here, these statements right here, just tells me like you're telling the developer can't create the game how they intended the game to be. because you want to play. Understandably, you want to play the game, but you want them to dumb down their vision for you to play the game. And like I've been saying for the longest, this game turns into easy mode once it clicks. You know what I mean? You just got to learn the game. It's not just about the difficulty. It's just really learning the game. That's what a lot of people in gaming don't want to do now. And I hate the fact that people always bring up this shit. I paid my dues back in the day. I did all these hard games back in the day. So what? If you did it then, you can do it now. Okay. Because the people that did it then, they can still do it now. So what's your excuse? You know what I mean?
Do it now. Ain't no excuse.
Stop that bullshit, man. I'm pretty sure I see so many people say that bullshit. Oh, I did it back in the day. So what? So did I. I'm doing it now. What you got to, you know what I'm saying? What are you saying then? You know what I mean? Let's say that, yo, you've been playing these easy mode games for the longest and you lost your skill or you lost the sense of playing a difficult game. Stop trying to make it where devs have a game, how it's specifically made, and you want to change it just so you can play and hype about it and brag about it and using cheats. How the hell are you bragging about a game using cheats? Nope, we never did that as kids. Cheats was cool and all that stuff, but nobody was like, yo, man, I beat this game. I cheated, though. Somebody look at you like, oh, great job. Nobody did that in gaming, bro. You wasn't allowed at this table. Sit at your cheating ass table.
Whoa, I'm gonna be the contrarian in this argument.
What game that people beat back in the day that cheated and was bragging about them cheating and beating the game? None. There's no game.
I could tell you. I could tell you right now. I could tell you.
Everybody back in the 90s, everybody was fucking lying.
I'm not talking about a glitch because even the Mega Man, I use glitches.
I could tell you the most famous of them all. Up, down, left, right, BA start. Everybody bragged about that.
X.
That's like the most. That's like an iconic. That is like the most iconic cheat.
99 lives.
And everybody did it. Everybody,
bro,
everybody.
Yeah, we did that for a cool factor.
In fact, I will call you a non-gamer if you didn't know that. If I ask you, hey, up, down, left, right, and you be like, what the hell's that? I'm gonna be like,
no,
you can't talk.
You're bringing up a different. You're bringing up a different scenario. I'm
That's
talking
a cheat code. That's cheating.
No, but you wasn't. Nobody was bragging about. I did a cheat code beating Contra. I didn't brag about that shit.
Yeah, people bragged about that. In fact, that was like from the start.
No. We bragged about. We know the code. It was a cool thing. We know the code. We can get 99 lives. We ain't be like, we beat the game with cheating. No, bro. No, we did not.
Almost all the people. I'll tell you, most people did. Most people beat the game cheating. Most people look for cheats. Hell, I remember growing up. The number one reason to buy games like GamePro, Electronics Gaming Monthly, was to see what was the new cheat code. It was for the cheats. You honestly thought, J-Boy, you honestly thought at 9 years old, I'm reading EGM for the editorials? Motherfucker, what's the cheat code? Oh, shit. But like, for example,
you're missing
like King Ice in Super Mario. We learned that shit from EGM. I was like, oh shit, you could get Ice Block.
Jabari's saying you shouldn't have to use that as a crutch, bro.
Yeah. P-Rock came in with a premeditated argument. He's just going to stick He's not.
Here's my point. What if this? Here's my present, right? Because you made a good point. If you come in acting like hardcore, I'm a whatever, then I agree. If you're going to pretend to be a hardcore, but you need cheats to beat games, you're sending the wrong message. But Hip Hop Gamer, he doesn't say that. He says, he's adamant, and he admits he likes to cheat, he likes to play games on easy. He tells you he doesn't like the frustration of working hard at a game. He just likes to sit back, chillax, and enjoy just the product. He says that adamantly. So he is not that dude to brag about being a hardcore gamer, and nor does he make fun of other people. I got one for you. Wait, and he doesn't make fun of other people on how they play the game. He just simply likes to sit back and just enjoy without the frustration.
Well, he can't play this one. He can't play this one.
You know what? Well,
I got a scenario for you, P-Rock, right? Because if you're going to justify this behavior for hip hop, why weren't we justifying Kid Smooth behavior about JRPG should change their mechanics because he can't play the game?
I will say that's two different scenarios.
No, it's not.
I will tell you. I will tell you why. I will
change their game.
I will tell you why.
So he can play it.
I will tell you why. I will tell you it's a different scenario. What Smooth wanted was a fundamental change to the game that impacts other players' experience. I promise you, right? Housemarque. Let's say if they listen to Hip Hop Gamer, they could come out like right now. You're arguing for Housemarque, and they haven't came out with an official stance. What if Housemarque next week says, you know what, we're gonna update the game with easy mode? Then what would you say? And all they did was they increased the attack damage. They increased the attack damage of the character. They decreased the attack levels of the characters. And when you die, you don't lose your artifacts. If you select easy mode.
That changes the genre of the game.
No. It doesn't change it for you. Does. No, because you know why? If you don't select easy, you will never notice. You will only notice it change if you select easy, and that's your fault.
No, but
it's not going to change for you.
If you select easy or not. It's going to change how they develop or design the game.
No, it's
with
not.
The easy mode.
No, it's not. Listen,
the game is called Returnal.
All right,
death is a part of the game.
Listen, that's for you. For you.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. Death is.
But you won't notice that. You will not notice that because you're not picking easy. You will never know.
But the person that's picking easy. It's is ruining the whole
for who?
The whole
for who?
The game is designed
for who? Not for you. You won't
know. No, it's ruining the dev's vision of the game. The story is going to get messed up. The way the mechanics of the game is going to get messed up.
How? The dev's not going to care.
Yeah, the dev just wants you to play the game.
The dev's not going
to care.
I can tell because you guys haven't got that far in the game. That's why you're not understanding what I'm saying. But it's going to kill the game.
So there's two things, Rock. I agree with Jay Barr, just to be clear there, but there's two things going on. Mm-hmm. The first thing is the devs do want people to play the game, but that's not all that they want. If that was the case, everybody would be making these mobile games that y'all talking about. Mm-hmm. The devs have a specific story and art that they want to present to the community, and hopefully it hits hard and people enjoy what they're offering. It clearly, they already knew that this game will be challenging for many people. None of this stuff is a surprise to them. They're not caught off guard. They're like, oh, wow, we never thought about making the challenge easier. They knew full well what they were doing, and they were very clear that this is a rogue-like game. Mm-hmm. If you understand that term, and if you play those types of games, you're not confused. It's what I said on the show with Hard Eight the other day. Mm-hmm. What you guys are doing, or what the equivalent you guys are doing, is just like, man, I'm playing 2K, but I don't want to play it because all they do is dribble and shoot. That is what basketball is. You are asking for a fundamental shift in a roguelike to make it something else. That's number one. Number two, the reason it hurts me if someone else plays on easy is because right now, the gaming community, the games are already watered down to be appealing to more people. That already happens with 99% of the games. When a game comes along that has said we are aiming at a certain skill level and nothing less, that's already rare. The Bloodborns and the Sekiros, like we only get so many of them a generation. And every time we get one, somebody always wants to take that game and water it down so that, quote unquote, more people can play it. Well, how does that affect me? I'll tell you how it affects me. Because games, even though I haven't beaten Bloodborne myself, games like Bloodborne, the community used as a measuring stick to say, if you are in the group of people that did this, then you have this certain status or whatever you want to call it. And there are only so many games that we can use as a measuring stick without having to say, well, if you got this trophy or that trophy, so on and so forth, because the game universally can't be used as a standard. Returnal is the next game in that line of games where if you beat this game, everyone knows just by the fact that you beat it means you had a certain amount of skill.
Right.
And if you take that away, now it's just another Uncharted. Well, did you beat it on crushing? Did you beat it this? Did you beat it that? Blah, blah, blah. And you have removed it from the upper echelon of elite gamers required.
Look, this is what I don't understand, right? let's start from the foundation first. Hip hop gamer, at least is in his 30s, right? At least in his 40s, right? He's in the gaming. He's in the gaming industry, like hardcore. Like this is what he does. My thing is, you should already know what Returnal is. We've been seeing it, right? By now, you've had homies that had reviews. You're hearing about how hard it is. You know what kind of style it is. Bro, it's Space Invaders from a different camera angle, right? So that game is hard too. So you should already have preemptively already know what you're getting yourself into. Mm-hmm. Like,
I agree.
So yeah, you should already know. So that's number one. Number two, they didn't put an easy mode in the game. You hop on the game, it was too hard for you. Get the fuck off. Uninstall it. Get rid of it. If you paid for it, you should have known. You should have known what you was getting yourself into. But that's no reason to sit here and. He reminds me of an Animorph. Like he's transforming into a human, into a game shark. That's what I feel like is going on.
All day. You know what he wants to do all day? The reason why I keep bringing up the bragging point is because I've seen this man stream Cuphead with cheat codes. And he was celebrating like, yo, I did that. Let's go. The man couldn't die. You know what I mean?
Hey, my thing is, bro, you should just.
So I ain't talking about him specifically, but I'm talking about anybody that says the devs should change their vision to make the game more accessible to me.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, there's a state of. I deserve to be able to do this and stuff like that. It's generational. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily him. And shout out to Hip Hop Gamer. I've been on some podcasts with him. He's always been a dude. Yeah, but there's a sense of entitlement. It's generational. There's a sense of entitlement that the company or whatever should do what I wanted to do and not follow the vision, because the vision is long term. So what the developers for Returnal wanted to do, they're not for anybody to come out and say, well, I demand that you change this for me. That's, again, it's a sense of entitlement. So that's all it is.
All right, so Optimus brought up a point that games like Bloodborne, whatever, because of the way they are, there's a level of pride within the gaming community knowing that these games are hard, blah, 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 and that people who beat it, they get some type of credibility, okay? Or, some type of conversation piece, right? If you guys, are you guys looking at my screen on the stream?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see what I'm showing you?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
That's called PS4 Save Wizard. You know what that is?
Is it like Game Wizard?
That's Game Genie.
Oh, it's a Game Genie. Okay.
Guess what?
Yeah, so basically, Hip Hop Gamer is one of those dudes that I used to carry around USB sticks on.
No, but listen. But here's my point. That thing that Optimus talked about, Bloodborne.
Yeah.
You could break Bloodborne with that, and you could cheat and beat games. So there are gamers who beat Bloodborne using this. So now my question is: now that you know Bloodborne can be cheated and beat. Does that now diminish your view on Bloodborne? Now that you know, now that I just told you that you can cheat on Bloodborne, and that's my point.
No, not at all.
That's my point, because the game could be cheated.
But the point is that if someone went out of their way to go through extra measures to cheat at the game, then the game as a status still stands. Just because somebody found a way to thwart it doesn't mean that Bloodborne is lessened. However,
well, that's like a glitch though in the Optimus. There's a difference between a glitch in a game.
No, this isn't a glitch. This right here. You literally alter the game. You could get unlimited souls, unlimited quantities, and it's easy. It's not hard. You just buy the shit. Yeah. Like what it is you pretty much go on your PlayStation, get a USB drive, download the save file, put it on your computer. This boots up. You click on what you want. Hey, I want unlimited souls. Yeah, I want this. Click. Re-upload the save. Boom. That's it. It's easy. You know what I'm saying?
Not like a new game. It's not like a new game plus where you beat.
No. You cracking
You're
this shit.
carrying over what you got. Yeah,
And that's my point. Like I seen this shit for years in games. Game Pro, Pro Action Relay, Game Genie. Like I seen cheat codes in games for like forever, and it even became a business. Like I think the only reason why Xbox doesn't have it is because you can't access the save file, so they can't create something because they need you need access to the save file, whatever. Without access to the save file, you can't edit the save or whatever. But my point is this: so what? So let's see. What if? And here's a good point. I agree not changing the developer's vision. So I do agree that right. If a developer knowingly says this is our vision, and come hell or high water, this is what we want, even if it means most people don't want to play it or it's not as successful, whatever. You know, they accept the benefits and the consequences of their decision, then I'm all for that. I don't think no developer should be forced to do something because it is an art to some degree. They shouldn't be forced to do something. But what I don't agree with is a consumer asking the developer at least a question. You understand what I'm saying? Because at that point, just like with any video game, if a gamer be like, hey, can you add this? If the developer says no, then just like anything else, then the consumer would be like, all right, fine, then I'm not playing this game no more. But where that can hurt, and this is my concern, right? A lot of Housemarque keys aren't big sellers. I think this game could potentially be probably the best-selling game that they made, right? Because there's a lot of traction, got great Metacritic score. Just by perception or by first impression, I think this is going to be a lot of gamers' first time playing a Housemarque game. Right? Because, you know, they didn't buy, you know, an Ex Machina. Resogun. So, for a lot of gamers, this is their first taste of Housemarque. Right? And if these guys, like, man, these guys make their games too hard, I'm not messing with my Housemarque. This could potentially impact future games on PlayStation. Because they could be like, oh, wait a minute. These are the dudes that made Returnal? Yeah, I'm scared. And especially, and J-Dub said this, $70, a lot more people are going to be critical for $70, right? There's going to be a lot, or there's going to be a little bit more stricter on what they choose. Yeah. This game could cause a lot of people to just write off any future Housemarque. Sure, you found success today, but you're not going to see my $70 tomorrow when you make a new game, because my first impression of you is, yeah, you one of them From Software type dudes. I'm not messing with you. Yeah, good game, but I'm not enjoying it. And at the end of the day, it's all about people's enjoyment.
Let me ask you this.
But the $70 come in with the quality of the game. When you boot up Returnal.
Hold on, Jay. Let me ask Rock this real quick.
My bad.
Rock, if someone told you that you could get 100,000 subscribers over the next 2 months if you only would start praising Xbox and everything that they do, would you decide, okay, having more subscribers is worth me altering what I'm about?
Shit, out there I'll be twerking, dog.
I'll bet the check is.
Shit, I'll be twerking like Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'll be a better Xbox than half these dudes. All right? I'll be out there playing Watch Dogs. I'll be like this. I love Watch Dogs at 60 frames. Yummy. I see what you're saying. But here's a difference. I will say here's a difference though, right? The difference between me and YouTube and Housemarque, right, is YouTube's not paying my bills. This is just fun. So 100,000 subscribers, 6,000. It really is not impactful because this is not a decision that I have to, you know, I'm not paying the rent and it's not. This is their job.
That's true. And that's true. But software has demonstrated that those types of games can be successful and keep you in business making games for decades.
They have.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
The journey, the jury's out for Housemarque, and see, you know, and in a world where Days Gone can still get we ain't doing it, even though we made money. Not enough. Try again. You know, in a world where Sony is dead set, I want to see their games as big blockbusters, you know? Hey, I'm not disagreeing that if that's what Housemarque wants, as long as they understand what they're doing, is all good, you know? But the question is, if let's say in 2 weeks, or let's say, I think there's supposed to be an update, right? There's supposed to be an update coming for Returnal.
That's what somebody.
Probably so.
All right. So let's say let's say we wake up tomorrow and you boot up the title screen and you see now the option of easy mode. Are you guys? Would you guys? I'm not. Let's just say, would you guys have an issue with that?
I feel that the game had been lessened. I would feel like I thought I was buying a roguelike for a roguelike experience, and now the game has been fundamentally changed. I would definitely be upset.
But what if you play? Let's say after the update, there's easy mode, but you don't pick it. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna play the same mode that I'm playing, and it's the same exact experience. Nothing changed. You're still playing the same game.
It did change. I already told you what changed. My ability to look at the game as the status symbol that it is has changed. Part of the reason that I wanted to play the game is for the difficulty and the challenge and the basically, like, certain platinums mean certain things. Yeah. And even if I don't get the platinum, knowing that I beat this boss, posting it on Twitter or whatever it is, that is an accomplishment that now anybody can get just by putting the game on easy. I absolutely would not like it.
But what if there's like a gold trophy that says beat the game on normal?
Right.
They added a trophy that specifically identifies you beat the game at this level.
Well, they can't add a trophy.
There's trophies.
They can't. Yeah, but they don't have it in this game.
They can add the trophies if they do an update.
They can add it.
It's like
they
DLC.
Have to do like a DLC, right? They have to do like a DLC. They can't just change what the trophies are now.
Oh, I don't know.
But that being said, even with that, let's just say they could. It's still the case that I would have to wait till I beat the game all the way and got the gold trophy. And any videos that I posted en route to the trophy, everything has still been lessened because anybody can do that now on an easier difficulty. Every time you beat a boss, you get a trophy.
So you just want to you just want to one up somebody. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Again, part of the attraction to a roguelike game is the difficulty. Like, that's built into it. And like all of these people talking, it's obvious that they don't have any experience with that category of games.
I don't have it. I'll be honest. I don't have experience. Hey, J-Dub, what are you going to say?
I was going to say, currently now, not talking about the game now as it is, but I started thinking about it this whole weekend. If this game had an easy mode, people would still complain. They would say, I beat this game in 3 hours. I spent $70 for a 3-hour experience, right? It was a catch-22. So they're kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't. Yeah, some hardcore gamers are still able to beat it in 4 hours. I mean, those guys are just that good. But for everybody else, they're sinking 15, 16, 20 hours into this game. And it's because of not only the learning curve, but everything else that goes along with it. So I do think if they add a mode on there, more people are going to choose the easy mode. They're going to beat the game, and then they're going to turn around and shit on it for being too short.
You know what's funny about the easy mode too?
We've been here before.
J-Dub, you know what's funny about the easy mode too with a lot of these quote-unquote reviewers and influencers?
Yeah.
They would talk about the game and not be transparent that they're playing the game on easy.
Let's say that for the next topic, because that's a good one. That's a good one. But we're going to have that topic with reviewers. But that's a good one. That's a good point.
One thing I do agree with, I don't think there should be an easy mode, but I do think they should add a save option and not like a save option to exploit the game. And that's one of the reasons why, because of that, like that cheat that you got on the screen. One of the reasons why is because they don't want to create a file for the file to be exploited. But I do think they need a save option, because right now, if you play Returnal, you can't play anything else. Like, if you want to get some Returnal in from like an hour or two, then you want to run some 2K.
You have to beat the board.
Yeah.
Right. No, you have to beat the whole game. You have to, all the way through.
That's right.
Technically, though.
Yeah.
That's right.
It depends. Because after you finish each biome, it's easier to get back to where you were. You don't technically, you know what I'm saying? You can.
That's true.
You can bypass.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
That's true. But if you want a good run, Jay, and you got like the weapon you want,
I understand. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying it's not. It's easier to get back to where you were. Yeah, you have to try to grind
That's true.
your weapons.
So
again.
don't start. So like checkpoint like at each major stage. Like don't go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, you go all the way back to the beginning, but you can easily get back to where you was, and when you get back there, like if you go, like right now, if I go to the Citadel,
don't you use a key to get back to other levels or other biomes?
Once you unlock stuff, you can just go.
Yeah, okay, all right. But you gonna start from the beginning when you enter that biome, though, for sure.
No.
Oh, no?
Like right now, if I go to the third biome, right at the teleporter, they're gonna have stuff there to level me all the way back
where you need to be.
To what you need to do.
Okay.
Wait, who? What? Wait, what?
Yeah. So it's gonna be like a blue. I forget what they call the blue things, but the thing to get your proficiency up. So right now, if I teleport right to level 3, where I'm supposed to be working on that boss, it will automatically make my proficiency. I think it was 9.
How?
Oh damn!
Because it'll be a little potion right there.
So it's basically like scaling you almost.
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
so if you die, so if
your
you
weapon is going to scale to where the difficulty is at for the game.
wait, so if you die, so hold up, so let's say like because I'm in the second biome. Let's say I die. Obviously, the plane's gonna crash, and I have to go through that same bullshit sequence. All I gotta do is go straight to the second biome.
Yes, go right to the gate, and when you get out of the teleporter, there will be items there to level you up to what you need to be.
Where you need to be.
Yeah, you're gonna see a door, and it has like a circle on top of it. That's to indicate that there's a gate to send you to the next area that you want to get to.
And
well, it's automatically leveling you up. That is a cheat.
A lot of no. They level you up, but then you still have to get your weapons, you have to get your artifacts and your parasites, and you have to get your life bar back up. But they will level you up with your proficiency and weapons.
Yeah, but like I was saying, is
you know what? Let me hold up. You know what I was doing? So I thought that when you die, I had to rebuild myself up. So let's say I'm in the second biome and I'm like blah 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 and I die. So plane crashes, I get up. I was going through the whole first biome, killing everything before I went back because I thought that's what I had to do to build my stats up.
Yeah,
you can.
I didn't. But do I?
You can, and it's probably better if you do that, but you don't have to.
That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah,
but that shit is frustrating, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Man, fuck that. I'm team hip. Yo, I need a PS5 save wizard. I need a PS5 save wizard. I'm gonna make that shit myself.
Than you had before. You know what I mean? You can end up having a better build.
Man, that
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Let me hit up the super chat. SS9 Vegeta says, "Where them trophies, Craig?" Oh shit, he's after the trophy. He's still after you, dog.
Those have already been shown. I got 2 accounts. So
he got oh shit, he said, "Where them trophies at?" Okay, let me see what else we got here. And then we got, hold up, give me a second, because there's a couple. Okay, Savage King, he says, once you unlock each gun in the biomes, they become available everywhere else. Okay, so that goes back to RJ Barry. Yep. So that's probably why I haven't seen that Electro Shocker crap. That's probably a World 5 gun, with my luck. Lionel B, you guys want to know a secret for Returnal? Farm your health bar until it's really big, then go in and beat the boss and continue to the next biome. All right.
Well, how come she's got one brown eye and one blue eye? Did they ever answer that in the game?
Gaining those.
That's like a disease too. Isn't that a disease? Like that's some shit with your genetics.
It's a mutation, genetic mutation.
Gain.
Hold on. Yeah, they hinted towards it. Why you think? They give you they're gonna make you question on why you think her eyes are those 2 colors.
All right.
Okay, I see.
Hold on.
Here you go. Shakespeare. He goes. .com says Shakespeare does not write at kindergarten level.
He does.
That is
a
true.
fact.
That is true. And then hold up. Let me get Ansi. Where's it? Oh, what the fuck? Okay. And Ansi says, hip hop shouldn't review a game like Returnal then. So
well, to me, the guy is being honest. He's like, here's what I want on it. It does take away, I believe, from what the creators wanted, but that's just my opinion.
So
I agree with Cody.
Can I say something on that?
Yeah, of course.
here's the thing, right? When it comes to the whole reviewing thing, from my understanding, I thought at a lot of publications, there's certain people that see certain games and they review games of genres that they tend to care for. So if you get a guy that doesn't like sports and he's reviewing NBA 2K or Madden or something like that, that isn't the most optimal way of being objective when you're playing a game. Now, if the guy hates sports, obviously he's automatically not going to want to care for reviewing his game. So from what I understand at IGN, they kind of like pick and choose what games each person felt like they wanted to review or whatever, based on the genre that they kind of care for.
Man,
That actually makes sense.
If I'm a sports guy,
you just gave me a great idea.
I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to review the sports game because I know about sports. But you can't take a guy that all he plays is fucking RPGs and single player or racers. Take it like me, right? I love my racers. I'm a racer fanatic. But you take me and you try to throw me into some crazy genre that I'm not, I don't really care for. That's. I mean, you throw me on Dota 2 or something like that, or World of Warcraft. What do you expect? I'm gonna call it dog shit, and I'm gonna review like
J-Dub, you just gave me an idea. I'm going to review Gran Turismo 7. I'm gonna do it.
There you go, because Puerto Rico.
I'm gonna do it unbiased. Unbiased. Exactly. You're gonna get the unbiased truth of Gran Turismo 7. 100%.
Exactly.
All right. No paid advertisements. No review copy. I'm gonna pay $70 and I'm gonna review it without I'm not even gonna open the package.
And you ain't even gonna finish.
It's not even finished. It's not even gonna be installed. The game's not even gonna be installed, and I'm gonna review it. Yeah. So with that, we're gonna lead into the next segue. Perfect segue for the final topic. All right. So Mike Diver, he has a check mark, so I guess he's somebody on Twitter. He said, "Reminder that you don't need to be good at games to write about them or stream them or even make them." I agree with that point. You don't need to finish a game to review it, to publish an opinion and score. Most of the time, we don't get the time. That I disagree. So,
somewhat.
What do we think? What do we think about this?
He has a point.
What? What's his point? Go ahead.
Listen, he has a point.
What's his point?
If you pick Ken and I pick Ryu, we know what the fuck's about to happen. Like, we know what it is. I mean, you don't need to beat the whole arcade mode of Street Fighter to know how the game is, or a racing game, or a sports game.
No,
but
not true.
What? What you mean that's not true?
I don't believe that.
So you want somebody? So say you playing Forza, right? So you tell me you can't get a review until you get like a F1 car or a S1 car?
Nope. This is my point with saying that, right? A lot of these games, right, have something at the end that's, for example, let's take The Last of Us.
No, take 2K. I'm talking about sports, racing, and fighting.
So that's
excluded. Exclude those games.
Yeah, those are being right. Those are kind of like
everything else. I agree. I agree with y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I get you what you're saying there for a certain game. Yeah. But if you take a game like The Last of Us 2,
that's a fact.
You play the first 5 minutes. And then you know what I'm saying, say, it's the same. It's just like the last one, yada, yada, yada. Well, we know that game has so many twists and turns and everything all the way down to the last second of the game. So unless you beat that game, you're given a incomplete review. And, it's, you listen, this is your job, right? This is not just some, fucking Puerto Rican code just chit-chatting and talking on Discord.
Hold on. When I review Gran Turismo 7, I'm going to take it I'm going to take it as serious as being a Marine. It's going to be facts and honest. I'm going to have the highest of the utmost integrity when I do Gran Turismo 7.
Puerto Rico going to say, get this bullshit
like, you Xbox hoes, get out of here, bitch. I'm going to be like, you racing hoes, get out of here, bitch.
Hey, I'm gonna have to treat Puerto Rock like Jeff Grubb and shit.
Be like, just wait. I'm gonna put that on the tweet. I got my review copy of Gran Turismo 7. Stay tuned. 2 minutes later, I'm done. Finish the game.
Oh man.
Nah, but go ahead. S in the chat said there are deep mechanics of Street Fighter that casual players would never use. Now that is true. I do agree, like learning frame data and all that shit. But at the same time, I feel like you don't have to play 80 hours of Street Fighter to do a review. You know what I'm saying?
But what about the story? What about each player's?
That's fair. But I mean, if you can't get through 10 fighters,
that's because you play Street Fighter, so you're looking at it from your point of view, right? But some guy that never played fucking Street Fighter, don't like fighters. He plays 5 minutes of punch, bang, bang, and it's you know, so it's.
But that's not his thing, though. See, but J-Dub, that goes back into. I mean, is this the gaming Illuminati? What is it? Is it super politics going on? Because sometimes you'll get a remaster get reviewed, like take for what happened with Gears. Remember, they gave it a 7 or 8. Too much A button, even though they gave the one before that a 9. So
this is why we're on this topic, because we've said this for years. These you can have a game.
It's a business, bro. It's a business.
We've all seen those reviews where 99% of the reviewers give a game a 90, and there's this one asshole company, right? The little small dude, like US Gamer, that give a fucking game a 4 or a 5, and then we yell at them, and you know, we talk about, man, they should be allowed to do Metacritic and shit like that. It's because reviewing and journalists and all that stuff is different. They fell into the crumb side, right? They feast off the crumb side these days, from what I see and what I feel. It's not about the integrity anymore. It's about getting the clicks, right? Getting the people to just get your shit, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Do we go back to the days of Game Pro magazine and EGM and just have it like at a couple of sources and say fuck the rest? But with the internet, man, like, I don't know.
Everybody has a voice, man.
Let me hear. Let me do True Virgil. He says Red Sword game reviews, they judge by the changes of their counterpart, not how good they. Same as racing and fighting. All right. So let me
agree with that.
Let me get. So Optimus, what do you think about this? Reviewers beating games. Oh yeah, we do. Oh, shit, this is the Super Bowl. You better get in the game. Don't tell me you don't want to play now because you tired or you got a broken tibia.
Y'all don't want to hear my opinion.
Oh yeah,
he playing Returnal. That's what he doing.
So number one, so this is nuanced, right? So let me be very, 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 very clear. I think we only talking about certain games because there are thousands of games that come out in a year, most of them small, and we don't care about. I think it's only like the major big blockbuster titles that we care about this type of stuff. And so like I think it was J-Dub just said, like, we go back to the old days with like Game Pro or EGM or whatever. Yeah. So I know for a fact back in the 90s, it was a common practice to give reviewers cheat codes or special versions of games so that they could get to specific areas.
Yes.
Yeah, so they could get to reviews. I think that as gamers, we have assumed all along that they have been beating these games. And the thing that we're talking about may have never been true from the very beginning. And
that's a good point.
We're in a position now where we have way more access than we had before. And of course, not every person, because there are some reviewers that actually beat games and be about that business.
Oh, can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Since you're well versed in this. So listen, I think a lot of times too, I pay attention to the little small and minute things. Like sometimes you have a reviewer, say like Ryan McCarthy, whatever his name is, right? McCaffrey, whatever. Yeah. McCaffrey, yeah, McCarthy, the fuck. But nah, you know what I'm saying? So hey, like, hold on, like, listen, he will do a video review on somebody else's review. Like these niggas don't even have to beat the game. They can just kind of bounce around the office, go to cubicle to cubicle, asking opinions because everybody know they playing the hot shit, right? So they can just bounce off information, kind of compile a theory and a summary together, and then boom, there you have it. Let me go type this up real quick. Let me go look at some YouTube videos, go pull some shit from there, and
or just steal reviews.
Yeah,
or just straight up steal it. Yeah,
or like what a lot of Xbox gamers do, just go to YouTube and watch somebody else play.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's a fact.
So let me ask y'all a different question to make sure we all on the same page.
What's up, bro?
In y'all's opinion, what do you think a review is for? Like, what is the point of a review? And what makes one review more useful than another review?
This is why you have categories. When you're reviewing games, they normally break down the paragraphs by, like at the end, they give you the concept of the game, the graphics, the sound, the playability, and the replayability. That it breaks it down for you, right? Now, if I'm just,
what are you using it for? So you're reading a review, J-Dub. Why? Yeah. What is the point of you reading that review? To do what?
To get it's kind of just like Metacritic, to get a basic insight. If this insight does this game fit me? Is this a game that I can see myself playing and worth my money? You know what I'm saying? And regardless of what people say, I know a lot of people don't like reviews or Metacritic or whatever, but in the era of $70 games and stuff like that, it does weigh on a lot of people's mind. Maybe not everybody, but reviews do.
Reviews are. I think at this point, other people's opinion of reviews don't matter is false. The industry says it's important. Developers and publishers, like when that podcast was from David Jaffe, I didn't know there's companies that can predict Metascore, and the publishers, developers pay for these services. So reviews matter.
Yeah, they have. He said that there was 3 industry companies that they use, and they'll hire all 3 companies to do a case study to basically get these reviewers to come in, and they can tell you with almost pinpoint accuracy what this game is going to get Metacritic wise, reviewer wise.
That's
and
insane.
Like clockwork, they're within 3-point accurate at every time. This is why they keep getting them. And to my point with that, well, if all of these companies use these companies, why do companies still put out 50 and 60 Metacritic games? Did they not?
So Jay, hold on. Here's the thing. So I wanted to get to. So you said, like, taking everything that y'all just said.
Yeah.
Like right now for Returnal.
Yeah.
If the guy gave Returnal an 87.
Yeah.
And so you saying you want to see if it fits you, and another guy gave Returnal a 40.
Yeah, which happened.
So how would you decide which one of them reviews fits you?
Well, it's because it's a collection, right? We all
depends if the game fits him first, though. You know what I mean?
But no, he don't know. That's why he said he reading reviews.
Oh, okay.
He reading the reviews to see if the game fits him.
Okay, put it like this, right? I'm a racer, so I'll know. Okay, with all these racing games, dirt. Like right now, I'm playing MotoGP 2021.
Okay.
Right. So I'm playing a racing game. So it's already in my genre. Now, before I spent $60 on this game, right? Well, 50 bucks. Granted, it was $49.99. Before I bought the game, I went and read reviews because I really wanted to see how different was this game from the previous game, and was it enough to warrant my 50 bucks? So I went to about 4 different sites. I went to N4G. I went to Kotaku. I went to
terrible sites.
Yeah. Just, I mean, pretty much just the main sites, just to see if it was enough change. And then based on that, it warrant they talked about the dual haptic feedback. It talked about the new tire mechanics, the new feel, and how it's more of a professional than it was previously. It's less arcadey. And I said, okay, based on those factors, on those different reviews, I said, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my 50 bucks.
Okay, so that's how a couple things I want to say, Jay. So one, those things that you just said, those are like objective descriptions of what the game has. A review is a subjective opinion on how it felt to that particular person. Also, the reviews that you looked at, how do you know they completed the game? And how did you know that they didn't use cheat codes?
But boy, here's the thing. I absolutely don't know if they beat the game or not. But what I personally was looking for, right, the words I was looking for was that this was different than the previous. Because I get every year I buy MotoGP.
But I'm saying my point is that those reviews can be useful to you if they beat the game or not. Like
he's saying it could be useful to you with false information.
I disagree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why.
How does he know?
I will tell you why.
How do any of you guys know if they beat the game?
That's where I want to get at, because right now before you never have reviews who will outright and say that they didn't beat games. They didn't actually admit it, right? Yeah. And this is what I want to.
Before this article came out, we
nobody
didn't even know.
We kind of knew, but nobody really admitted it. And this is where I hope game reviewers are looking at me now, because I'm gonna say this: if you truly believe in that bullshit that you don't have to beat a game, then own it, own your words. From this point on, when you do review, make sure you state from the beginning, this review is not based on me completing the game. This is only a partial entry based on that. And I guarantee they will not do it. You want to know why? Because logically speaking, most people assume you beat the game. Ain't nobody is going to think. Listen, when Six School and Ebert, and I know Optimus, I use them, right? You know, tunes them up, tunes them down. Nobody assumes they didn't watch the whole movie.
That they didn't watch the movie.
Nobody will assume that. That doesn't even... Listen, if I told you, hey, I got this new high-speed router, it has this, Mimo, whatever, when you connect your phone to it, blah, 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 I described this. If you found out the next day, the only thing I did with that router was just plug it into Ethernet port and play the game and that's it, then what the fuck is my review for? Like, nobody assumes that you're going to take the time to review something and you don't actually use it. It doesn't make sense. You know what?
This thing. When I buy my electronic gadgets and shit like that,
it's mind-boggling. So if these reviewers feel, if they honestly believe in that bullshit, then put it in bold letters. My review is not based on fully completed a game. I only played 30 hours of it. And I guarantee, majority of the people, once they read that, they're going to hit X on the damn window, not even bother with it. Why would I listen to you if you only did half of it? This is what I'm saying.
This is what I'm calling.
This is crazy.
Let's say that, like, we could use Magic, and every single review had to have that, like going back 50 years ago up till now. If you did what you suggest, you would find that probably 95% of your reviews would have that text, or they use the cheat code. The thing that you are assuming existed, I am saying probably never existed, and we're just now finding out about it. This is not new.
Here's the thing. I agree. But the thing is, because of my ignorance, I didn't know. My assumption, let's say if you wrote an article, right, and you're talking about a tablet, and I read your article, I came in assuming you read it. Nowhere in my mind, logically speaking, like, it doesn't make logically sense. If I told you, hey, here's my review on a restaurant, what is your assumption? If I'm telling you telling you right now, Optimus, if I told you, hey, Optimus, read my article, I ate, if I told you, Optimus, hey, Optimus, check out this website, I have a review on that new steakhouse that just opened up. I want you to read it. What is your assumption with that article that I ate there? Yeah. Why would I write an article without me eating there? It doesn't. It does not logically make sense. So even if let's say this,
that's my point. It happens.
Yes, but now, if you were up front and I told you, hey, Optimus, I have a review article on that new restaurant. Oh, but let me be up front. I didn't actually eat there, and I'm telling you this now. Are you still gonna read that article? You're gonna look at me like, Negro, the fuck are you thinking?
Let me do the invert. Rock, let me do the inverse of what you're doing for a minute.
All right.
If you... Okay, let me put it a different way. Long story short, you and everyone on this panel have found reviews useful where the person didn't actually beat the game and it didn't stop you from finding the review useful. there is no reason for them to stop this practice because the practice is successful.
But what it does, now that we know, and I'm going to be honest, now that we know, because even Colin Moriarty says himself, he said that they should start putting asterisks next to the review saying this game was not completely
that's what Paul Roger said. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. With the reviews, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you this in particular to games. Most of the reviews were so for me. I really don't look at reviews for the most part, right? I honestly don't. When I look at games, honestly, to be honest, I don't even know why people even look at a review. You can just look at gameplay videos, and I get more info just looking through a gameplay video, and I can tell what the game does. I could just look at it, and I'll be like, "Yep, I can see this game. I can see this game. Yep, yeah."
But that comes from experience, though.
I got it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is,
for like 80 years.
The art of review is misleading the review. Is misleading the reader into thinking you did something. Again, logically speaking, if you ask a normal person, "Hey, if this person write a review, do you think they actually used it? Whatever," they're gonna tell you, "Yeah." I mean. Who the hell else writes? Who's bothered to write a review but don't actually use the product? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Let me ask you this, Rock. No, they use it. They just didn't beat the game.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna ask you something after you go, bro.
Let me touch on all day. Now, sports racing games is a little separate because it's a repetitive thing over. Like, you play the first game of a regular season in basketball is no different than Game 7 in the finals. It's not going to change. There's nothing. It's not possible to change. The only thing you're going to see different is a cutscene. You know, a regular game. It cannot change. How does it change?
That's why
they can implement momentum in the playoffs. They can implement.
You can do that. You can do that in sliders. All that stuff is available. Momentum, difficulty.
No, but it's the scale. The playoffs thing is supposed to scale up in the intensity.
But you can do that. You can do that in a regular season game. You could be like, all right, let me set the settings, which is playoff level or professional level. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing's fundamentally going to change. Like, you can do anything Game 7. You can recreate that yourself. You can recreate the scenario of a Game 7 game. You know, so that's why sports game.
Man, because the crowd got to have the right logos and the right.
You can do that. You can do that in the game. You can play a regular, one thing game and put the setting finals. You can put the time. Hell, Madden, you could put.
Oh, you mean that they can just create the
simulate? You can create. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say sports game is different because you can create a Game 7 final game. Yeah. You can create the Super Bowl with the presentation and all that stuff. So that's why you don't really have to play the whole game because nothing's going to change. But like an RPG, God of War, whatever. Hell, imagine somebody stopped playing The Last of Us at the point when Joel died. Be like, yep, well, I got all I got. Let me write my review.
A lot of them did.
If that's all you played in The Last of Us, you don't even got a fraction of what the game is able to give you. Not even. Yeah. If you stopped shortly after, Joel died. Well, everybody knows he died. After that, you ain't got nothing. Like, the game is fundamentally different beyond that. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
what they should do is just, instead of having a disclaimer, just call it a preview. There you go. Because you didn't beat the game, so don't call it a review. It's not a finalization.
That's what I'm saying. What they're doing is not reviews. They didn't complete the previews. Game. That's like going to in school, right? Your teacher say, "Yo, read this book, and I want a book report." You get halfway done with it. It's like, "Hey, here's my book report. Halfway done. What grade you think you're gonna get?" You know what I mean? You didn't complete the thing. You didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me that people that claim that this is their profession, this is how they make their living. This is what they brag about. Oh, I get free games, guys.
That is my question. That what I wanted to get to. So, like I said, in a given month, like J Bar, you and Persona just read a list of games, and let's say like it's 12 to 15 games that's coming out this month, and let's just say one of those games is Persona 5, and let's say they need 150 hours just to play Persona 5. And then not only do they have to play it and beat it, then they have to know how to write, right? Because any of us can play games, but not all of us can write. So we have to play They need 150 hours to beat Persona 5, and then let's say they're really great and they can write a review in 2 hours, which I don't think is realistic. So they need 152 hours just for Persona 5. And now there are that'll be 14. I don't know what number I use. Let's say 10. So now there are 9 other games that also need to be reviewed this month. And let's say one of those is an open world and it takes 90 games. I'm sorry, 90 hours. The amount of playing and writing that they would have to do in a month to cover all of the games, they would never get a review.
Never get done.
So, based on the standards that
you're leading up to my point.
I will say this. So I agree with the point because there's one. When did the company gave them a review copy? Because if they give them a review copy 2 days before the game releases, you're not going to be Persona 5 in time to have a full review when the review needs to be listed. What I'm saying is this though. People come in assuming you beat the game. That is an assumption that people have. It's an automatic, natural assumption. So put a disclaimer. True. Put a disclaimer in asterisk. This game is based off X amount of hours prior to the release of the game. Right? Now we could change the conversation. Because if everybody in the industry is saying, damn, how come these reviewers ain't beating games before the review comes out? Now the reviewers could be like, well, tell Sony to stop giving us review copies 2 hours before the game releases. Tell them to give it to us 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so we could put in a little bit more time. You know? Hell, look at Cyberpunk. They didn't give the damn copies of the console till after the game launched.
Yeah.
They didn't even have that. You see what I'm saying? But at least we could pin it on the publisher and not on the developer. Right now, developers are using whatchamacallit. It's misleading. They know the people who read their articles think they beat the game. They know this. Right?
Absolutely.
Just be honest.
To go back to Cole's point, though, who gives a fuck? That's their job.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
No, everybody's
but here's the thing.
Because it's not enough, based on what you're saying, no
don't
game.
Don't sign up for it.
No, J Bar. No, J Bar, you don't understand. You don't understand. If you let's say like Persona 5, right? It takes let's say at least the fastest you can do is 100 hours. But they give you a review copy 2 days before the game launches. Well, that's 48 hours. You're not going to play the game 48 hours straight. I
would deliver my review when I'm done.
No, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work that way because your boss is telling you need to have the review done by this date. It can't come out 2 weeks. It can't come out 2 weeks from now. But that's what they go through.
There's no way the boss will say something like
that.
Yes,
they do.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
No. Hold up. If you got the game 2 days prior to the due date, and you know the game is long, your boss is going to tell you, "I need you to finish this game in 2 days."
Yes.
I know the game.
No. They don't tell you to finish. They don't tell you to finish. They tell you to have the review ready in 2 days.
That's your reviewer. That's your profession.
That's what they tell you.
Jay Bar, this is why people like you and Jay and people are finding this so bewildering, because you have the assumption that they've been beating this game, and I'm trying to tell you what you think have been true for decades has not been true. This is normal.
No. Code, what I'm saying, Code, is that the excuse for not beating the game, who gives a fuck? If I can't go to my boss or my manager and say, "Yo, you know what? I can't finish your support for you. Yeah, it's $1 million and something dollars, but I can't finish your support because I gotta walk my dog, I gotta take care of my lizard and my wife and kids." You think they gonna give a fuck? They don't give a fuck. I signed up for this job to get it done.
No,
that's your profession.
Take that what you just said. Right. Now don't deviate from that. This is your job. Get it done. And what I'm trying to
by any means you're gonna.
And what I'm trying to tell you is beating the game to do a review is not part of that job. You are saying that from the outside, they never had that requirement for that job. That is your stipulation.
I get what you're saying. That's true. That's true.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying that the thing is that there shouldn't be an excuse why people are not finishing these games and reviewing them, because this is your livelihood. This is your profession. You're doing a half-baked job. If we were out here in the real, if everybody here that had a job right now, if you did a half-baked job, you would be fired.
So
why is it being okay?
But wait, hold on.
Code is right though. They've been lying to us for decades, bro.
I get what he's saying. I understand totally what he's saying. But I'm just saying is that at the end of the day is that look at this guy's excuse. Like everybody that's bringing up excuses of why they're not finishing these games and reviewing them is that they always bringing up personal matters and they got a life and it's too much games. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. This is your profession.
Is not a requirement.
No, I understand that, but that's where the integrity is not there.
You're saying it should be a requirement.
It should, because you can't put out something that's called a review and it's not complete. It's not a review. You know what I mean? It should.
Why not?
What I think is happening, I think they're conditioning us, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my tinfoil hat real quick because I think they're conditioning us.
All right, before you give us the Illuminati speech, let me hit up the super chats because you're about to go in that rabbit hole. We got Guapzilla. He says, we're not saying you have to beat the game to review. We're saying if you don't, we ain't listening. And I'm saying, and I agree with him, because if you put a disclaimer, now it's on me, the reviewer. If I keep reading, then I assume, whatever it is, right? But at least tell me what I'm reading based on the level of depth and experience you have with the product. The Hatsuma, reviewers should have to provide completion trophies.
Why?
To show that they beat the game, so I could see why he's saying that.
You know what? That was guys. This was a telltale sign way back when we seen all these reviewers
and they have their shit privatized. I already knew.
Yeah,
I already knew.
That should have been a telltale sign right there.
Flaffy 1101. Let me watch a movie halfway and do a review.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Do a review at the halfway mark.
Go ahead. Do you know what I mean? Get down this rabbit hole.
Like, listen, look at.
Oh wait! I skipped one. I'm sorry. There was one I skipped. ANSI. It's why YouTube reviewers like SkillUp are more popular.
Yeah, he does good reviews.
Yeah.
Okay.
He reviews a limited number of games.
But listen, I'll go back to like CNET, right? About a lot of electronic gadgets and stuff. One thing I like about them, right, and is they will not only tell you about the product, but they'll show you the product. They'll show you. Let's say it's a computer, right? They'll show you running various types of games, the frames you're going to get in it, the battery life. It's a thorough analysis, right? That don't mean that they have to personally buy it and take the computer home and they have to own it for them to give a review on it. They've spent X amount of time with this product. They've took it through a bunch of different various tests about the product, and then they give you their opinion on it, right? And it's up to you to say if you like it or not. But at least the motherfuckers opened the box. At least they turned it on. They booted it up. They ran it through some tests. These motherfuckers.
Wait till my Gran Turismo 7 review. That shit's still gonna be wrapped in plastic. In fact, I'm gonna review it and I'm gonna hold the game, and the price is still gonna be on it. All right, this is my review of Gran Turismo 7. It's still wrapped in plastic. So you first start up with the startup screen, right? You got the engine, it purrs like a kitten. It's trash. Send that shit back. It's trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Cole, listen to this though, because you've been in the industry, So I feel like they're conditioning us, bro. Like, get your tinfoil house ready, man. I feel like look at the tweet we just read not too long ago about Hip Hop Gamer 1 easy mode, right? Look at that. We've seen that, right? We've seen gamers couldn't even hop over a log playing Cuphead, right?
I remember
We've seen a lot of journalists, being really bad at games, like Angry Drill. You trash at games, right? Like, look at this dude right here, Mike D, right? You don't need to be good at games to write about them, right? Sony just announced they might have a service where you could pay people to play games for you, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't think this is another avenue to monetize? To help these reviewers, to help anybody beat games passively, if you pay some money? Think how much that would help out for reviewers. Not saying it's a good thing to do, but they can actually pay somebody to play these games for them, and they can just watch and take notes as they watch, like you in college.
But they do it already on YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. But now there's an avenue to make money off of it, though. You know what I mean? They can monetize it now, though, through the console, through Sony. You know what I'm saying?
You buy the game and you put on autoplay. You got machine learning. That's what machine learning is for.
Listen, hold on. Let me expose myself real quick. I ain't gonna lie. On a couple of games, I need some goddamn help. Therefore, I may chunk of $2 or $3 out there. Man, go ahead and give me past this part. Let me move on.
Aaron, I'm not reaching, bro. You can Google it right now. Yeah. Sony's implementing that feature right now.
Yeah. They got a patent on it. Yeah.
I mean, how can I put this?
But
all I'm saying is this, right? Just be honest about what you're doing, because people are assuming you're playing the game. Again, it's logically speaking, people think you played the game, you experienced the game, and now you're giving a review. So now I want to go back to a little bit what Optimus said about the personal reviews. The first thing I think people are missing, or some people didn't realize, if you're looking at a review, especially when it comes to something that's art form, like movies, music, games, the key to the reviewer is you trying to find a likewise personality. If you don't find a like-minded personality, then the reviewer is not good. Because like Optimus said, and it was a key that you guys missed, a review is just somebody stating their personal experience on how they see this game, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, I'm pretty sure how Jeff Grubb sees games is not the same as J-Dub sees games. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, or Jay Barry. So I'm pretty sure, like Jay Barry reading a Jeff Grubb article, even if Jeff Grubb beat the game, and he proved it. Like, if he beat Returnal and proved it, I'm pretty sure Jay Barry's view of Returnal is not the same as Jeff Grubb. So Jay Barry's not going to look at Jeff Grubb as a useful source for review, because he's not a like-minded individual, right? So the things about reviews, especially when it comes to art, if you can find that like-minded individual, right? And you're thinking, you know what? This reviewer and myself, we both have similar tastes. Based on the past reviews he does, yeah, I kind of agree on a lot of the games. So let me look at this guy, what he says, because chances are, since we have similar tastes, right? And based on the metrics this reviewer does, this review is useful, right? Because there is no rubric on how to review a game. Some people don't really care about graphics. Like, graphics may not be important to them. Story might be important. Mechanic gameplay might be important. Accessibility might be important. Every reviewer might have a pet peeve or something on what they specifically like. And if you know that, if that reviewer has the same type of pet peeves you have, you know, one reviewer might be all about the graphics and gameplay and particle effects and frame rate, right? And not so much about the story, because they really don't care about story much. Like, yeah, story's fine, you know, you can get through it, but, you know, it's locked 60, particle effects, you know, all this stuff. And you'd be like, yeah, that's the type of guy I like. I don't care about story. I need to know about frames. I need to know about particle effects, how's the ray tracing, and all this stuff. I'm cool with that. While another reviewer don't care about the shiny stuff. They care about the character development, how, you know? So the reviewer kind of matches what you want, and that's who you should lean towards. But let's be honest, nobody really does that. Everybody just goes after the higher Metacritic score, and we just talk shit on Twitter. That's really, what we do. That's really what we do. That's the fun. That's the fun part of the review.
Aren't these journals, gaming journals? Some of these gaming journals come from biased perspectives, don't they?
I mean, every human being comes from some.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like for a company business standpoint. Sometimes you do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't really want to get into that, but like, yeah.
But we know it happens, though, right?
It's we know it. Yep, it definitely happens. And also, just to be clear, some of these reviewers do beat their game, so I don't want to paint the picture.
Yeah, no, it's not every.
No, some do. Some do.
It's not everybody.
Right.
The ones who release the reviews 2 months later. But by then, nobody cares.
It was just so shocking to blatantly see a reviewer say, you know, and use the excuse to justify why he don't, you know, it's like, what? Like, even if he didn't, like, why the fuck would you say that?
Now, Tony Romudev,
Tony.
He's the one that came up with Tony Polanco. He's the one that came up with reasons outside of personal issues, right? He says he did, and he's the reason why I brought up some of those perspectives, because he said, number one, sometimes a copy does not come in with enough time to beat it, yet the publisher still wants the review done by a certain time. He said that because he'd been through that. You know, they give him a copy of a game 3 days before they want the review, and he's like, you know, and it's like an RPG, and he's like, what the hell you want me to do? Like,
now you gotta go find some meth.
Here's the developer's like, hey Tony, here's a review copy. You gotta have this in 2 days. We're typed and ready to publish. Not give me a draft. Like the article better be done. And he's like,
P-Rock,
well, what the fuck?
At the same time, though, P-Rock, his trophies aren't hidden. And people could clearly know that Tony plays and beats
the
game.
Tony
plays games. That's my homeboy.
So that's why I listen to him. That's why I listen to him. So I listen to him.
Even if he didn't beat Returnal, I still take his opinion seriously because I know he beats his games and he's credible when it comes to that, right? But some of these guys with all their shit hidden and they even when they write the article, it sounds like they ain't fucking touch the game.
Yeah,
I remember this one thing where this guy reviewed this game and he was talking about shit that if he would have beat the game, he would have known that would have known. Yeah. And we kind of gave him shit on that. We're like, man, this dude didn't even play the game because if he would have played the game and got past a certain point, he would have known that. Yeah. That shouldn't have been a nitpicking point that he complained about.
Yeah. Ghostface said that don't give it a final score, but if you do that, you won't have a final paycheck either. So I mean,
so here's the thing, y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
I think this is what everybody is hitting on. I think this is the part that's frustrating people. Everybody, like, even if it is common in the industry for people not to finish games before they give the review, the problem is, especially in the community, is that we assume that they did, and they know that we assume that they did. So they are cashing in on credibility that they don't actually have. Yes. And because they know it, they deliberately hide trophies and achievements so they don't get busted. So they know, right? So they know that what they are doing is capitalizing on our trust, and they've been doing it for a long time.
It's ethically wrong. It's ethically wrong what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're not going to come to me.
That's the thing. That's the frustration.
You're not going to come to me. Oh, I don't have to review a game. Okay, yeah, you're right. But put it on your review. Own your statement. If these reviewers believe they don't have to do it, then just put the disclaimer right from the beginning. You know, disclaimer. This review is based off X amount. They're not complete. And then let the reviewers decide if they want to continue to read your review and see what you got to say. But most won't. I think most won't. I think the moment they say, I did not beat this game, most gamers, I mean, hell, we getting pissed off over easy mode. You're going to tell me we're going to listen to a dude who even beat the game? We're going to be like, get the hell out of here. We ain't got time for your ass. We ain't got time to listen. And I think they know that. They know if they all go out there and put that disclaimer, they pretty much out of a job. Because most of us won't listen. Most of us will be like, the moment they say, I didn't beat the game, close window. Let me talk my shit on Twitter. What's J-Dub doing?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Now that this information came out, I just see dudes in a whole different light. So like me going to their site or reading their articles is kind of useless now, right? And Cole was right. They didn't just start this. This has been going on fucking since the OG days.
But I could say we were ignorant. We just didn't know. We were ignorant. Like they got away with our ignorance, right? I stopped reading reviews for a while now because I noticed some reviews don't even make sense. Like, in the beginning, I remember, and this is like the early, like in the video game magazines in the early 2000 era, I remember when they read reviews, when they wrote reviews, they always talked about the technical aspect, how graphically it looked, issues with the game. I'm like, okay, cool.
They're breaking down every point.
There was like a system. And then after that, after that, it changed. Then they started mentioning stupid shit like, oh, you know, the way this person laughs is dumb. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? You know? And it just got worse, right? Like the Days Gone review. Like the GameSpot one, she got mad because there was a cutscene where he was looking at his wife's ass.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here with these reviews?
Of a black young teenager.
Yeah, with Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Like,
yeah.
or the clickers are all white. They're not black. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
we're talking about zombies.
But I started seeing that little by little. Like, they started throwing stuff and holding it against the game. And you're like, and I'm listening like, what? Like, what? This doesn't make sense. Like, can you at least tell me about the frame rate? Can you tell me about the graphics? How does it hold up compared? Like, tell me controls. Like, hell, some games don't even talk about controls. Like Red Dead. Most of the reviews never talked about the controls.
They never did.
Never. They talked about, oh my god, the characters, which there's no doubt Rockstar does great with that. But when I played the game, right, all these 10 reviews, I'm thinking, I went back, I'm like, not a fucking single review talked about the controls. The controls is trash. Like, this is literally broken. The game is broken, and no one talked about it.
Yeah.
No one talked about it. They talked about, oh, when you walk the horse, it takes a shit. I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Bro, I think, honestly, you got to go look at that review. What was the latest Mario game that just came out on the Switch? Which one was that? It was a remaster. What was it?
Oh, the Mario?
Yeah, which one was it for? Was it 3D World or 3D Land or whatever?
Yeah, the one with the two games.
I try to stay away.
Listen, have y'all seen that?
I'm gonna tell you.
Bowser's.
I try to stay away. I try to stay away from platforms with sexual deviance. Okay, I'm just putting that out.
No, listen. Have you seen the review? Go look at IGN's review for that game. It is crazy. Yeah, Bowser's Fury, but that was an add-on. I forgot the name of it. Anyway,
Bowser Fury.
That dude gave the game a bad review because I think he said it wasn't enough cats in it. Or some shit. Some crazy shit.
Oh!
I said, what?
Oh my god. What was it?
If you go look at that comment section, it was cool.
What was
it? They were firing his ass up in that comment section.
Who was that female reviewer? That female reviewer?
There you go, 3D World. Thank you, Disney.
What was that female reviewer? She talking about like Republicans and Democrats, and therefore Returnal sucks. Like what? Yeah. Like what? Like what are you talking about?
I didn't get that analogy at all. I didn't get that.
Like what? Like what is she? Like what? Even Colin Moriarty was like, wait, what? Like this doesn't make sense. Like what are we doing here?
He said all reviews should be done by Phil Spencer. Oh man, then we give Voodoo Vince 8. Nah, we straight.
Shit, with original assets. So what's the consensus? We'll go down the line. We'll go down the line, right? All day. Should reviewers beat games before they review them? Or at least
100%.
They should say disclaimer.
Either put a disclaimer or beat the game. Period.
Okay. Jay Barry.
If you didn't beat the game, that's not a review. It's an impression.
Okay.
And the story.
All right. So they should at least put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Oh, they should say this is my impressions. It's not a review.
Or a preview.
So don't even say review. Just say this is my preview.
Because now you tarnishing what reviews in video games is really are. That's it. If you want to talk about the game, be transparent and say what you're doing. I didn't beat the game. This is my impressions. Straight like that.
Okay. J Dog.
I'm gonna say beat the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Again, it's your job. You only got one job. I get people got kids and shit, but you know what?
Says the guy who's a 1%er and voted for Trump to make sure we don't get.
Listen, when I pay my tax accountants, right, I pay them handsomely for them to do a complete job and not get half a CPA. I want them to be full CPA certified. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I want them to go through the nooks and crannies and give me the best that they can possibly.
I went through half of your books, and then also IRS comes after your ass.
Nah, man,
because IRS ain't going through half your books.
Because he said he reviewed my accounts when he only previewed it. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I can see tomorrow. J-Dub in his office. They'd be like, "Hey, did you look through my account?" He goes, "Yes, I reviewed it." J-Dub looks at him like. Yeah, when y'all see my Twitter account go dormant.
Well, what do you mean by review? Like review or preview review? And the dude's looking at him like, What? What are you talking about? You wanted them to let me see your trophies.
Facts.
Trophies? What's that? Oh, you know what trophies is? Fired.
Yeah. Wait, why is your degrees and certifications hit?
Hey, I'm about to go look on IGN right now. I'm gonna go see what they gave the motherfucking Falconeer. Let's go see.
Optimus, what did you say?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary at all. I think if they can give you, so given that a review is just their
every
opinion
game,
of the game, no, given that their review is just their opinion of their experience with the game, I think that they can tell you that without having beat the game. I mean, obviously it works because it's been happening for decades, and it's not like.
But we were ignorant.
It's not like the system.
We were
still
ignorant.
If you are ignorant or not, those reviews many of us have found useful without knowing if they played, if they beat the game or not. Further, there will be reviews after this that we will find useful, and we won't ever know if they beat the game or not. So I don't think the review system is messed up. And again, we only care about this with certain specific high-profile titles.
You watch reviews out there?
Huh?
Do you watch any personally?
No.
Okay.
I always make up my own mind about what I want.
Well,
I couldn't care about any other person's review. There are certain people that can influence me. Like I bought Godfall because of J-Dub. We haven't gotten around to playing it yet because there's just so much stuff to do. But people keep saying it's trash, but I believe once we get around to it, we'll have fun.
It's trash.
So, yeah, it's.
No, did they add multiplayer? Did they add? I heard they were going to update the game.
Me and P Rock, we played multiplayer
but
together.
No, so playing was fun, but tell me it wasn't frustrating on how to join together and shit like that.
Well,
they added matchmaking soon next patch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
They should have that from the beginning.
I didn't require the game to have matchmaking because I would never want to play that game with randoms. I would always want to play with my friends. So it didn't really matter to me per se, but that's my one opinion. I can see why you and other people would like to just be chilling one day by yourself and just play the game with a random and go and beat it and get your trophies and get everything.
I'm in the same boat with J-Dub.
But for me personally, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like playing with random people like that. I like playing with my friends or I play.
Yeah, you never know when you're gonna get an X-bot in there, Jay.
Facts. You know.
But here's the thing though. The game was supposed to be a melee looter, right? Similar to Destiny, right? And Destiny works with teamwork, right? A game like Godfall, which wasn't a high seller, like I think you, and now that I know Optimus and maybe Jay Barr, you were the only guys that had that game. I had nobody else, right? So most of the game I played by myself, a single player game. And again, I don't mind single player games, but that game was not designed really to be a single player game. It's not. It's not really a single player game. You can play a single player, but it's really not that. It was designed to play with other people. And a game like that,
most games,
you know, you don't have especially a game like that. You know, if the multiplayer aspect is only available with the people who bought it, then you're kind of screwed with your friends list. And like I said, it was just you, J Bar. J Bar, you bought the game?
I didn't hear what you said. What you said?
You bought the game Godfall. Did you have it? You bought Godfall?
Yep.
So Jay Barry and now Optimus. Nobody else had that game on my friends list. So there was really nobody else to play with.
It because of J-Dub.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. And he still didn't play with you.
No, he would.
We just haven't got around to it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that game should have had matchmaking from the start.
So far, I played it with like 5 of my friends, man. Like I pretty much beat the game. Now I just got to go up and clean up the platinum stuff, but it's still a good game when you want to chill and again. I never say it's the best game ever. Never, right? Y'all know me. When I cap, it's gonna be for a first party game or a sure shot. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
everybody know that, right?
Yeah.
But again, graphically, the game was amazing, and again, it wasn't. To me, it's not a boring game where it's like, this shit is trash. To me, it was like, okay, I think it was good. It did what it was.
Matchmaking. I think
about that game so bad, bro.
I think matchmaking. No, don't. Matchmaking. I think matchmaking.
Generation game.
Matchmaking. I think would have done wonders for the game from the start because now you have the community, but like there's no community. There's no Godfall community. There's like no conversations, no nothing about it because
that hurt a multiplayer game.
There's nothing there to talk about because most people couldn't create that thing, right? So you need that.
Yeah,
man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
So there was no way to make a community or anything, no type of following.
No, like it's just because they didn't have the match.
You gotta go on Reddit and shit. Yeah, that's garbage.
You need
basically you have a private match every time you want to play.
Yes, it's not a private match. It's you have to invite your friend. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's it. But that you know what? That's why that what you're saying it didn't dawn on me because that's what I do anyway.
Yeah.
When I play, you know what I'm saying? Like even when I play COD or something, I'll be like, you know,
you want to play with the homie
or somebody, hey, you know what I'm saying? You want to play some COD? We'll jump in there. We play like. I never fucking play COD or any other game with just some randoms. Not Madden, not 2K or nothing. It's always I'm playing with my friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or solo. So that's just the kind of game I am. This is why, you know, and I understand what you guys are saying, but you know, from my standpoint, I'm just giving you like I never thought about that. That's why matchmaking was never it didn't really bother me. Yeah. But I can see how it.
But you can see there's really no Godfall community. There ain't no
absolutely. I never. But see, at the same time, I never thought this game was going to be a Destiny or going to be a long-term thing, right? Especially because it was a launch. It was a launch game, and most launch games. Let's face it, most launch games are kind of trash for the most part. Previous generations, right? Kind of trash, but. I mean that's up to them. They, you know, if they wanted this game to last a long time, they should have made sure all that shit.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in do not put your game in the hands of reviewers unless it's 100% done and it's in the light that you want them to see it in. Yeah. This is why Days Gone got dinged because they gave them advanced copies of the game, but it didn't include the day one patch.
Nope.
Again. They rated it based on how that game was in their hand. Yes. Now, after the game launched and after it got patched, then obviously the game was great, amazing. But people don't go back and review games based on, 2-3 weeks later. Once they write their review, they move on to the next product. And this is why companies have to finish the game, whether you have to delay it a week, 2 weeks, or whatever. Finish the game, make sure it's properly done because you will be judged based on that. And if you rush some shit out, and at the same time, I'm gonna be honest, I hate the success of Cyberpunk for two reasons. For one, it lets other companies know that we can throw some bullshit out here, make a bunch of money.
CD Projekt Red got hurt though. They lost $1 billion. No, they lost $1 billion. They lost $1 billion in their stock value.
Listen, from what I hear right now, right? From what I hear, right now with Cyberpunk, they just gave the not the CEO, but some of the big wigs. They just gave them like $8 million raises and stuff because the game did so well. It sold so well.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, see, that's the bullshit I'm talking about. You're rewarding fucking mediocrity. Like it's sad that Sony had to yank this game from the store because it was so broken and buggy, and Microsoft had to slap a advance notice saying if you buy this game, you know it's bugs and yada yada yada. Like, but because the PC market, right, they bought it in droves. The company is not going to learn this lesson, and it's unfortunate.
All right, so. I guess that's it, pretty much. We hit all the topics, and we hit all the wave tops. Anything else? Nothing crazy? I know it's late for you guys in the East Coast.
Yeah.
No, I'm about to hop on this return. That's what I'm about to do.
That's what I'm about to do right now. That's what I'm about to do.
Returnal.
Jay Barry had to drop out. He dropped out gig. So anyway, I guess that's it. Hey, whatchamacallit? So we're gonna be out. I mean, it's probably like 12:30 out there in the East Coast. It's 9:30 over here, California time. But anyway, I want to say to my friends, my fellow gamers, thank you for rocking out. I have all the gentlemen's channel links in the channel. So if you go, you're on my YouTube page, hit channel, you'll see the links to the gentlemen's pages. Go check them out there, see their content. And I guess we're out of here. So now I'm about to go on Returnal. And, and I'm about to tweet House Mark to give me an easy mode. You know, but just me. Just update my version. Just give me, because I don't want Optimus to know, because then he's gonna think less of me. So I'm out of here. All right? Yeah. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and stand by for my hot take. You guys take care. Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate it. Peace.